Greetings everyone. Please give me a moment to make sure my live stream's all up and going. Looks like Twitch is going. Update the Rumble description of the link. YouTube link is... Yep, Rumble looks like it's good to go. Let me check my other computer. Yep, looks like everything's good to go. I think I've already done this replay because my last replay I did was an hour and something long replay involving this person here. Sorry, a little bit out of it. Yeah, this is the one I just did, right? No. This is French. Yeah, I think that's... So, yep. Sorry for getting a little bit of a late start. I'm just trying to make sure everything's good. I'm pretty sure that's the one I just did. Yep, that was the one when I say just did, I mean the last one I did last night. No, let's go and just do this one here. I did some minor rearranging with myself. I realized that my extra chat window that I have in the bottom left was in a position that overlaps with the bounties collected with the ruse. By the way, let's go get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another HMR's 4 replay. Spawn bottom right side as Blue English, we have a foreign name. On top left side as the Yellow Delhi Sultanate, we have Lucifero NN. One of the YouTube comments of the more recent release of my videos mentioned that I should try to avoid fast forwarding and talk about more of the benefits of each civilization and how they may patch up with each other. So I will give that a little bit of a try. Of course, we all know the English. The English, they're known for their longbowmen, a powerful feudal age unit that gets +1 range and damage, which could be potentially counteracted a little bit with Delhi Sultan's free research. Go for an early armory, which now allows him to get the Pierce armor research much quicker, which will help resist against it. But there is not necessarily a timing with the Delhi Sultanate. They get free research, but there's no real timing attacks other than aging up, because all your research takes longer, even though it's free. Well, free. Probably the best way to put it. Of course, so likely that would be the best way to go forward. Of course, the English can deploy out men-at-arms as early as the Dark Age. Vanguard men-at-arms, which could be effective. The Delhi Sultanate, this is the one of the factions I probably know the least amount. Probably can't deploy much in to help really hard counter men-at-arms. Nothing really much can. You have to really get your damage early. I suppose he needs to go for archers, get his pierce damage research as soon as possible, or put holes in the men-at-arms as best as he can. Gotta hit him hard, perhaps quick. Maybe go for early horsemen to patrol around. Early horsemen would be, of course, effective versus the early longbowmen. I say the word early as in timing. And we got barracks here as well as the council hall going on up. Over here we do have the Tower of Victory. Tower of Victory, which is a very powerful landmark, giving all units that produce within Spirit Influence 20% attack speed, which is very good. So That also gives credence of if he starts deploying out a large number of mana arms, this will really help out the mana archers and put some holes those mana arms. When I say early, actually that's probably the right term for that. Of course, the Council Hall can deploy out units a little bit quicker than opponents. We do got a single spearman here, so horsemen can't be used over on the longbowmen. Mana arms are quite expensive, so going for the spearman will help him out a little bit. Of course, horsemen are of course generally the proper counter to longbowmen. He can go with his own archers, but he does have the blacksmith up and going. But he's not such technology yet, so this is a little bit of an oversight. Without getting the technology, there's the technology. He's getting the pierce armor research now. That is a very, very necessary item. Villagers eyeing for the other wood. He can perhaps garrison. Let's see, he has 4 villagers there. He can perhaps garrison any military units inside town center because looks like the longbowman trying to push this direction. Is there room there to traverse? I think there's room. Oh, there's room enough to put a palisade wall, but there may not be room to traverse right there. So that would be useful in protecting. Of course, the walls do not provide vision blockers. That's something that would be potentially nice. That if walls act as a vision blocker. Some games do that, like Grey Goo actually did that with their walls. They act as a vision blocker through and through. What the hell? What the hell? Why do the palings go out like that? Is there some sort of exploit of longbowmen that does that? Usually when the longbowman moves away from the area, the palings get snared as well. I think he used some sort of exploit there. House is getting quite a bit of fire there. Will be slowly picked away. He does need a house for population space. He has 36 out of 40. What would cause that? Could a Q move cause the aliens to be pulled out like that? And not to mention they are simply still there? I think that will snare stuff. And I think, right, palings usually disappear if you move away, so... Do not pierce armor... oh, no, that pierce armor is still taking the research. That tells you how long it takes. It takes 3 minutes, of course. And also coming for pierce damage, he's trying to stall off his own archers. The longbowmen don't want to advance to this region here, because the town center is still there. It's still not entirely half bad idea to garrison town center. This house could be repaired up. I think putting out a village on the far side could be out of range of the longbowmen. Does find a couple villagers there. He may no, he has to go way over here for the another lumber camp there. In fact, that lumber is on traversable ground, I think. And this scout over here is providing some excellent vision. Longbowmen trying to find a range. We've got a good number of horsemen here, but the actually exploited palings are still in the region. Maybe I should stop saying exploited because maybe it's not an exploit, but they were being placed away from the longbowmen, not at their feet. Ooh, good hits there. The longbowmen shoot far, and there is a massive choke point here, which that wall segment is covering. Maybe I'm for the far side of this hill. He has a good number of defensive archer here. And they are built in a radius. Actually, no. Let's see. Is the influence a aura effect, or does it extend out through buildings? Oops, wrong button there. I just want to switch over to him and see what's going on. They have him selected there. It doesn't have any indication there other than the pluses, so it is in the radius of the archery range. It must be a influence that does extend out through the buildings. So he does have some souped up units here, which makes them incredibly strong. And there we go. Taking on the scout is great. That scout was providing a lot of scouting. We only got a couple of only about 3 spearmen here. which can be quickly picked off. No, there's 5 spearmen here, which can be picked off by these archers along the horsemen of Reign Supreme. Does have a scout in this mix as well, so he has good vision as well as blue. Both sides see each other. And these palings will intercept these horses, or at least a horse. And see there, that horse got snared. Longbowmen are on front. Spearmen having trouble advancing forward. Archers are focusing down the spearmen now. Getting some good hits there. As all the spearmen goes down. There may be one spearman remaining. There's a fresh one being put on the field. And yeah, that's the only spearman that's remaining. He's being focused out as well. Do have the castle network nearby, I believe. Wait. There it is. Castle network does have very large radius there. Yes, I can take a look at that replay. I'll probably take a look at that one on Wednesday or Thursday when Task Computers 1. We do have these guys all falling back. We're seeing quite a bit of damage now. Scouts falling back as well. And now we do have a 6 site being captured on up. You can also always send me the replay or link to it through DMs as well, if you would like. I am somewhat responsive when going through DMs on Twitch, or of course through Gmail. Looks like the boar has been stabbed to death, and we got the 8 villagers collecting up some nice, delicious pig. Horseman does go down. We got the scholar moving around. Thanks, I'll take a look at my Steam a little bit later, probably after the stream. We do have now the deer now being hunted over here. Over here we do have this sacred site being captured by a spearman. Horsemen push away forward. We've got this archer here receiving some damage now. Longbowmen starting pushing forward. We've got a good number of archers here. A handful of horsemen. Is horseman over here trying to intercept this single spearman, decapture the secret site there, but that allows him to be very vulnerable to these archers. Though he should not have sent all those horsemen there. That was a huge blunder. The archers could get inside the town center in order to get it firing and allow his villagers to evacuate and still collect resources. I believe he should have done that. Does this garrison a handful of those villagers inside the town center? Right now, the Pierce damage research is finally being complete for the Delhi Sultanate. We do not have the horsemen patrolling around. We've got these 2 spearmen advancing forward, as well as got these archers engaging, getting some good damage there onto these horsemen now. Horsemen charging forward, trying to overrun these villagers. The villagers even firing some arrows as well. They do have some damage, and in fact they can apply it at our range, makes them reasonably useful at defending against other forces. Archers and horsemen back here. Horsemen distracting those longbowmen does give Yellow a pretty good amount of breathing room here. There's still a handful of, actually no, there's no spearmen here, so the horsemen maybe it'll collapse on in. They're currently running away from a handful of spearmen, but right now the longbowmen are very exposed. These horsemen do receive a bit of fire there. Of course, at the 1 pierce armor, we've got the +1 pierce damage and pierce armor for the English as well. Now got melee damage being pulled out by Yellow, and now this longbowman gets overran. Critics there on these longbowmen there. Archers focus on the spearmen, very, very good. Horsemen trying to get some good hits there on these longbowmen. And now got the castle network active. And longbowmen are stepping away. Scholar receiving some hits. 1 sacred site still captured up by Yellow. The horseman being whittled away. And the spearman does get a good stab there. All the horsemen down. We do have 22 archers here versus 15 longbowmen. The longbowmen do have inherent benefits, but the archers do have increased attack speed thanks to Tower of Victory, which is very important. So overall, if they get in range, they can do some good work. It's a matter of whether or not they can get into range. The archer's move speed is 1.25 tiles. The longbowmen also have the slower 1.12 movement speed. Boar suddenly claimed over here, very, very good. Boar is one of those things that's somewhat hard to claim, but also gives you a lot of food. You collect it faster. And it has, 1,000 food onto it, or is it 2,000 food? Here is a living boar. 2,000 food. He also has an attack move. Archers facing a bit of fire there. Spearman does go down there, allowing the couple horsemen to advance on forward. Couple defensive spearmen here. Both players in feudal age. Both players are not time for castles just yet, but yellow has a good reserve. Blue does not have a good reserve of resources. He's going for some man-at-arms now, which will help him hold the front line as well as counter-attack against these archers. Longbow is still trying to stutter step away. He probably stayed in longbow a little bit too long, but going for a man-at-arms force of a handful of spearmen would probably be a good item. Blue just may want to be on the defense for a bit of time. Early man-at-arms have 4 pierce armor. Archers currently have 6 damage, so they'll do 2 damage per arrow. Now second site's being decaptured. Best let it get decaptured at this point in time. We've got a pair of mills being pulled out on the field. And all sacred sites have been claimed by yellow, but this will change shortly. Either way, that does provide yellow a nice little gold bump. Got a couple man-at-arms pushing forward with these longbowmen. And Scholar does find himself an exotic doggo. The dog demands head pats, and the Scholars refuse to give him. Man-at-arms trying to decapture this point as well. Horsemen and archers going to overrun him. There's actually deer right next to us, and berries as well. He's collecting both the deer and the berries. Very, very nice. And does take out that man-at-arms now. Does keep that secret side up and going. We got a good number of man-at-arms on field. 9 and 23 versus 15 and 32 and 6 scholars. That's a little bit overkill on scholars, but then again, Assembly Soldier, the garrison scholars increases research speed among other things. Man-at-arms push way forward. Long archers gain some good damage there. Started stepping away the man-at-arms. Horsemen going straight for those longbowmen. The man-at-arms perhaps just eye for these archers to keep them back. Longbowmen getting overran. Didn't get any spearmen in the mix. He should have gotten a mix of spearmen and man-at-arms. Now longbowmen are getting overran. Man-at-arms do perform quite well for a horseman, but the problem is spearmen are of course much more cost-effective and a good counter, and have higher DPS versus horsemen than man-at-arms. But these man-at-arms chasing these horsemen are actually holding back these archers, allowing the longbowmen more time to fight and get away. This tower is still garrisoned for quite a bit of forces the entire time. I wonder if there's some spearmen or infantry inside the garrison rather than just, nope, there's villagers. At this point in time, with amount of times, he may want to cool off on the attack, honestly. He could keep some forces of garrison on the inside just for defense. We've got an outpost here as well. It's primarily more meant for vision, likely. There's not enough garrisonable slots for this outpost. Blue is eyeing for the counterattack once again, but he is not really ready for this. And he's fighting in through a tower, which is not good. And while these man-at-arms are getting ripped apart, there's just too many archers here. Man-at-arms, of course, good against archers, but when there's that many, they get picked off. Spearman taking out this wounded monk, who was already eaten quite a bit by the wolves. He does get inside the tower now, so he does save the monk. Or what's it called? Im, or whatever it's called. Scholar, that's what it was. Man-at-arms will get overwhelmed. He does take out that horseman before going on down. And now we do got the village fortresses, allowing his keep to act as town centers, which give him good more villager production if he needs to. Siege engineer, improving battle rams. It looks like he just queued a bunch of stuff because they're all free. Queue them up. So you'd have to micro it. All 6 sites has been captured now. Yellow has gotten to his castle age as well, so now we start seeing some rugs being picked up. Got some lanes people on the field. Spearman trying to charge him forward as well. Gets good damage there. Now the archers are advancing forward. A couple lancers here. The horseman is starting to charge on forward. Of course, there's a couple villagers here. With the castle network as well, he needs to get inside the tower. He's going to lose them likely. The longbowmen to find a good angle here. However, there's a couple lancers pushing forward. Did lose one of the villagers. power, so provides good fire support there. Lances at 5 pierce armor. Longbowmen do have 7 damage. Still no castle age for blue. He's pretty far from it. Needs twice the amount of gold and food. Couple spearmen needs to start hitting these lancers. His longbow force starting to dwindle down. He's getting some more spearmen here. More spearmen here, more longbowmen, but blue does back of the game as well, just losing too much. This is Adam Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I believe that's the last replay I can grab from him, so let me find another player. And hidden. And hidden. And here we go. Plenty from yesterday as well. I think I cast a lot of them from the other side. From the other side of players. And here's a 1-hour game. So let's do this one. Requires a mod. Replay. Oh, perfect. The mod was pretty quick to download. It's usually just a map. Most of the mods. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on bottom right side as a blue Holy Roman Empire. We have Louis MT. Spawn on top left side as the red Chinese. We have Linok. As the Holy Roman Empire, known for heavy armor, so Zunch News for the Chinese players probably not that great. This map is also a custom map, so let's take a quick look and see what this map has to offer. Of course, we've got some deer on both sides, 2 deposits of deer, that's pretty standard. You have some gold along the flanks, so blue will likely need to expand over this direction to get the gold. There's also small gold deposits in the center, but overall, it seems like both players have a safe amount of gold with some wallable sections of maps. So the river, dried up riverbed valley is vulnerable, or probably going to be the primary source of contention in the game. Stone deposits, not a lot. Okay, we do got mostly contestable resources, probably stone deposits with a handful of berries nearby. Berry bushes in the low ground is interesting. I just want to fill it up with some extra resources. That way you can also grab some food later on after you mine up all the stone. A lot of small, actually only small deposits of stone, so that's what's interesting about this map. Either way, we do got the Akin Chapel now being deployed on the field. And this will help him quickly gather up all that wood. I probably would have deployed him more over here. That would allow him to quickly clean up the gold and the wood. Be a bit more exposed to raids, but against Chinese, they're not exactly known for aggressive horseplay in feudal age. And I suppose horsemen always be usable, but nothing like Royal Knights, Early Knights, or Magdai. Of course, we got the Imperial Academy. I usually see the Barding of the Sun usually pulled out first lately. But let's go from Imperial Academy to get out some more tax collections. Let's see now. Chinese benefits, they do have a lot of unique units, a lot of unique style units. The Zunchnu, as well the Fire Lancers, are pretty fan favorites, as well as good hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers in the late game are probably going to be very important dealing with the heavy armor of the Holy Roman Empire. Zunchnu's are probably going to be a horrible idea. Because usually the Zunchnu's past feudal age, I was going to say it's going to be a horrible idea. He needs to focus more on crossbowmen and hand cannoneers. Over here, heavy armor. He's going to have good infantry, good spearmen, good horsemen, early man-at-arms, and we do see some early man-at-arms aggression. In this stage, they do have 3 damage per 3 pierce armor, and Zunchnu's, they have a base damage of 4, so if he gets Zunchnu's out and they get the pierce damage research as soon as possible, he can pass to do 2 damage per arrow, but he immediately is going for pierce armor because he has a feeling he's going to be fighting against Zunchnu's. This is going to be very, very hard for the Chinese player to deal with. Man-at-arms this early in the game are very, very strong. Aachen Chapel makes so you can have the late second town center because it's a... In my opinion, it's an overpowered wonder or landmark. 40% collection speed in a pretty large radius that's going to be usable throughout the entire game. That's a little bit overpowered in my opinion. He does also get the more lumber camps here. Let's see, for defense, we're seeing some Zunschnus, which does offer good damage. Does offer more damage than regular archers generally. Of course, they are a bit more expensive. They're 20, 30, 30 versus just 30, 50, which is... Actually, that's 80 versus 80. They're actually the same cost until I realized. It just has more of a larger variety of resources, including gold. There are trade posts on this map as well. March of Patrols has been complete, so now these man-at-arms can blitz on in. Well-placed villages is going to be very important. And, oh, there goes that scout now. Got a couple man-at-arms now going around the flank. The hand cannoneer, defensive hand cannoneer, and hand cannoneer slits are going to be very important in dealing with these aggression. Usually Holy Roman Empire is supposed to be a defensive player, but the Chinese does have good defensive options with his defensive structures. These man-at-arms, there's 5 of them there. That's going to cause a lot of issues. Villagers are running on back. They get inside the village, which keeps them safe, but doesn't fire any extra arrows. Hero Inquisitor does get inside of the town center, so it does have him, and he's going to pick up a bow to help protect his home. And these guys do manage to fall on back. Let's see now. No second town center here. He's going straight for the Ragnids Cathedral. As fast cast was quite easy with the Aachen Chapel. We do now have the early man-at-arms pushing forward. We're seeing some damage there. These man-at-arms pushing way forward, trying to find another engagement. There is a blacksmith here. He has gotten his pierce damage. And we've got a lot of gold being collected up now. Man-at-arms pushing way forward. Got some Zunschnus for protection. Repairs up the, he did a Q move in order to drop off his resources, but didn't realize he was slightly damaged. Zunschnu's going very far forward. Let's get some good shots. We see some shots there from the town center. And this new Zunschnu will be cleaned on up. These Zunschnus trying to protect. And now got Castle Age for the Holy Roman Empire player, and the Chinese player just simply does not have enough gold at the moment. Just needs 102 gold before he age up. Gotta go for the astronomical clock tower. That's pretty standard. Nessa beads are going to be very useful for us. The more... it all depends. If you want to go for more man-at-arms, Nessa beads will do good. If he goes for horsemen and or knights, then they'll be less effective. Varnica's son is here. Now they're playing on second town center. Very, very good. Now he has enough gold and food for aging up. He needs to get that as soon as possible as well. Because honestly, he needs crossbowmen and he needs his own lancers. Astronomical clock tower now being put on the field. And it's amazing how a little number of man-at-arms can cause so many issues for your opponent. And with March and Drills, these guys can move very fast. They're ever so slightly slower than a archer. Got these man-at-arms put way forward. They got this relic being claimed. He's got one relic deployed back at home, deposited back at home, and 2 more on the way. Early man-at-arms. We're seeing some fire there. Now I do have the man-at-arms. Red just may need to go fast Imperial to get out hand cannoneers, or crossbowmen. He definitely needs crossbowmen. He's got 2 on the field right now. Astronomical Tower's not pulling out anything at the moment. Now I've got the regular crossbowmen advancing on forward.
bereit zu dem Kampfe.
One of the man-at-arms is sort of gliding across the ground. And now we do have some research being pulled up by the Holy Roman Empire. There's no economic upgrades for the Chinese player just yet. We do have these man-at-arms start pushing way forward. And a good line of palisade walls not going up for blue.
Was wünschst du?
We do of course have an outpost here as well as a lot of villagers trying to claim a lot of food here. Got these Zunch News advancing forward. They're getting overran. Zunch News over here, trying to go overran. He's trying to use a scout to draw fire, which he is successful. He doesn't get any additional pierce armor just yet, and now we've got 2 pierce damage attacks for the Zunch News, but the man-at-arms upgrade does provide extra pierce armor, so we've got 5 pierce armor here. And the Zunch News do 7 attacks, so do 2 damage per arrow, which is very, very important. Upon going for another pierce armor research, it will reduce the damage output by half by those Zunch News. We've got some research here. He's trying to protect these relics. Blue has claimed 3. All 3 in the Ragnanes Cathedral, going for inspired villagers, giving even the cathedral, this chapel, even more aura there. In fact, even some of these guys are outside the aura getting affected by it.
Ich bin bereit zu gehorchen.
You have an outpost here. I think it's just meant for spotting, or maybe trying to claim some wood. And now looking at the map, there's actually not a whole lot of wood on this map. This wood deposit is actually going to be very important, isn't it? Red's not going for a line of walls here. Man-at-arms have already escaped on through. This relic has not been claimed, is not being camped either. And this scholar does see some fire now. Monk is going to run away. Second side here has been stopped being captured up, and now we do have the veteran horseman research. King Cannoneer Slit of the Bardican's son doing some work, and Zunch News are getting some damage there. He does have the plus additional pierce armor research, so the arrows doing 1 damage once again. Right now there's 8 crossbowmen deployed on the field. And now I've got horsemen as well as Landsknechts. Landsknechts, as much as I like to see unused unique units, they do damage to area, but they're going to get ripped apart by the Zunch News. They have 0 inherent pierce armor. So these Zunch News will do 5 damage per arrow times 3, so each one could do potentially 15 damage per barrage. They have 80 base health. What is... and man-at-arms should have like 120 right now? Trying to figure out where some of them are at. There's one. 155. Landsknechts are going to get ripped apart. Second side has been captured on up. Crossbowman finds some shots there. His best red does not go for Palace Guard, in my opinion. The man-at-arms of the Holy Roman Empire can be improved to get bonus damage versus heavy. And once they get that research, their effective damage output is basically equally as effective versus spearmen as versus man-at-arms. So it's better just go for spearmen in that case, which is still not something great either. But the spearmen would be decent versus the horsemen as well. Plaza Swabia now being built by Blue, which is a town center that builds them quick and cheap for the villagers, which is very powerful. Red's not pulling out 4 to keep here. The keeps by the Chinese are very effective as heavy armor because their shots are 3-handed cannoneers, which means they hit hard against heavy armor. And these horsemen get hit hard as well. Taking out most of them, leaving a couple remaining. There's still a bit of gold over here, but either player can go for some early trade. It gets some early trade. Red has a good line of walls here. Blue has more of a defensive set of walls, so his gold deposits on the outside are a bit more exposed. This keep here It's okay. Could be used a bit closer to the wood, or not wood, stone. Another outpost here could upgrade hand cannoneer slits as well. And you got a good number of horsemen and landsknechts as well as man-at-arms here. And there is a man-at-arms here, and it'll take 155 slices from villagers to take him out. No, they have 6 damage, so it'll take 2, 75, 76, 70, 8 slices from villagers. And they don't exactly hit all too quick. It's not great. The Imperial Fisher could have supervised him and stabbing him. There, no, they can't. That's just a stupid joke. And Red is going. Is he going for the Great Tower? He does have a lot of resources stockpiled up. He may be going for the Great Gatehouse. It also denies the loose walls there. Does capture up 2 sacred sites there for Red. One's captured by Blue. Red's some good gold income there. Horsemen have not broken through, and there's not a lot of defenses here. Got a couple spearmen and crossbowmen, but they can get overwhelmed by these horsemen. And that's another crossbowman there. These horsemen will love to pick off these crossbowmen like that. You have some palace guards here. Not a whole lot. I advise don't go for any more. I suppose if this one go for more landsknecks, they'd be doing quite well. And these villagers are getting stabbed apart. He's not paying attention to the area. Villager's not trying to stab these horsemen. Okay, he does hold them off now with a couple of Zinchnews. Needs this area rebuilt. Whereas trying to claim that forward stone. This backline deposit stone has not been touched. And his palace guard is unable to capture that sacred site there. The Chinese player has a massive resource flow. He can go for a landmark now. He may be eyeing for the Great Gatehouse in this region. Spearman do get taken out. The mill there, there's a smoke effect there because it's severely damaged. That's quite nice. And this is where he's playing the Great Gatehouse, isn't he? He could actually destroy some of these wall segments there, so if his opponent would attack, move forward, to get forced towards this area. Now you got a bombard now put on the field. Horseman getting annihilated there. Great wall gatehouse not being put on the field. This keep will go down. The Great Gatehouse can easily fight against the Bombard. Bombard has 10 range, like the Great Gatehouse, and the Great Gatehouse does siege damage and not piercing damage, which means it does full damage, even versus things like battering rams. Spearman trying to hold the line, getting overwhelmed. There's a large number of landsknecks here, ripping apart the crossbow here. Zinchnews just being targeted around, and the Red's force here does get overran. You now got the heavy mace being researched now. Red has claimed all that stone. I'm not sure where these villagers are going. No, that is not a good time for a keep. You just lost your army there. Looks like that monk does go down. Cancels the keep there. And now it's going to lose all those villagers. Red has lost a large number of villagers, hasn't he? You're now the Great Gatehouse here, and these stone wall segments are somewhat minimalist. I don't know if that's the right term. That also maybe allow him to build it a little bit easier around the corner. Villagers now trying to rebuild this gate there, but the horsemen are ignoring them and trying to make their own opening. Does manage to escape on through there. The Great Gatehouse may have not is out of range, may have not been spotted just yet. Very much capturing that sector. Here the bombarding that outpost there, and it's going to deploy a big wave of stone walls here. It does get on top somehow, in case you can't squeeze yourself on top. Looks like this man-at-arms is stuck up here. Very lonely up there. We got a very, very good number of spearmen here, as well as some palace guards, as well as a clock tower and nest of bees. A couple spearmen in the mix as well. Fires a volley there. Landschneck's turning forwards. They should do good work versus those spearmen. And just too much heavy armor here. Villager's starting to get overran there. Has a good number of rainiers in this region. So he needs to keep this food deposit alive. These horsemen go straight for the villagers, but finds the spearmen. Now I got these spearmen trying to engage, but they're getting overrun by the melee forces of the opponent. I thought I heard some fire lances there, if I'm mistaken. There's some hand cannoneers in the mix. Clocktower Nest Beast finds a great volley there on the Landschnecks. Springald also firing away. Clocktower Nest Beast receiving some shots there. For the heavy mace research, and it hasn't got the two-handed weapons just yet. Just get a general attack increase there. Another Clocktower Nest Beast. This Clocktower Nest Beast receiving some repairs. Now got the Great Gatehouse firing away. Of course, advancing forward, just gets out of town center there. Villager trying to back on off. Great Gatehouse does not act scarce, but he could maybe throw these guys on the high ground, which should be a safe spot for them. Villager being recasting the line. This breach is pretty close to the Clocktower Nest B or the Great Gatehouse, and a lot of these man-at-arms seeing lots of damage there. A couple of these farms has gone down. Clocktower Nest B is starting to overrun. Does have a good number of spearmen here. I say that spearmen holds a line just as well as man-at-arms. The problem is, they don't do as much damage in return, so you pay what you get for it if you cheap out like I usually recommend. But I do believe the Chinese player needs to start heavily focus on hand cannoneers. They love to put holes in everything. Keep over here, trying to protect this gold deposit. Very nice. And now we've got the melee troop health research being put out by both sides. Red gets his first. And now I've got these batteries turning forward. The Great Gatehouse is being retargeted there. Bombards finding good angle. There's 3 of them there. So they will completely overwhelm the Great Gatehouse before fire sending retaliation. Man-at-arms engaging with spearmen. Springbolt push way forward. A lot of spearmen here. Trying to prep the Great Gatehouse now. And finds a small volley, good volley down those man-at-arms. The Great Gatehouse does go down. Hand cannoneers and all pulled on in. Spearman stabbing away. And get the hand cannoneers on this high ground, or maybe not with the Great Gatehouse destroyed, but maybe it's able to. I feel like a lot of people forget that you can actually get on top of stone walls. One Bombard does manage to escape on out there. That is a cannon placed on the outpost. It does have 10 range. These are just regular Springald, but one's Clocktower Springald, the other one's just a Springald. Got a good number of nested bees here who can do some great damage. Try to repair the Great Gatehouse now. It only costs wood to repair landmarks, so that is cheaper than trying to invest stone, since stone is generally a limited resource. In which there's only the stone deposit in the middle of the map. Blue's trying to claim it. Claim one. And Exotic Doggo does get some bites there onto that villager. Man-at-arms and Landschnecks, or just man-at-arms trying to push way forward. Got good number of hand cannoneers, and great volley there by the Nested Beast. It's going for heavy infantry, but right now, you may want to transition to some knights. Elite Horseman upgrade, so that would be also useful. Horsemen do bonus damage versus siege weapons. Monster provides some extra income. We've got 3 relics and 2 relics, so both sides can use that technology. But the Ragnade's Cathedral provides some extra resources or extra income, so that doubles or triples the income from it, or just gold, not the other resources. Cannoneers firing away gets good damage onto these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms or hand cannoneers do have the extended range. A good number of Springalds here, as well as the Clocktower Nested Beast. Just more spearmen, very, very nice. He knows how to cheaply more effectively hold back the man-at-arms. Of course, a massive force of man-at-arms consumes in the advantage here. Do have Culverins Bowling Field. They do have 12 tile range, and when Springalds upgrade, they should have the same range as they do. Man-at-Arms just getting the run around. This wood deposit needs to be eyed sooner rather than later, as well as this one. Because right now, the Chinese player's almost out of wood. He does have... Nope, that one's gone. There's still this small wood deposit. Marching drills. Give these guys a significant amount of range, allow them to outmove these hand cannoneers. But once they start firing, people get overran. Got a good number of spearmen here. Couple of them to be blood off, engage that bombard. Keep receiving mass amounts of damage. Vine's always at the nest of bees. And his force does largely clean up thanks mostly to the hand cannoneers of the keep. So this force does get overrun there. The hand cannoneers are finally advanced on forward, and now it's able to get some good damage onto them. Does have the chemistry upgrade as well, increasing their damage output. And you also got a Mangonel here as well as the Culverns. Springald should be able to be more than enough to quickly pick off that Mangonel. Got good number of battering rams here. Well, of course, as I mentioned beforehand, the Great Gatehouse does siege damage. That means I'll bypass all the Pierce armor. Because I don't think anything resists siege damage. And the only thing that resists fire damage is the Fortified Tower upgrade. As well as there's a civilization bonus from one of them. I think it was Abbasid Dynasty. Stone wall's gonna go down. Either side can get on top of the stone wall to fire from. Lone battering rams can do quite some work. And Red's now going for a big wave of stone walls now. He's supposed to advance on forward, trying to overrun. Hand cannoneers getting some great damage there. Horsemen are unable to break through to get those hand cannoneers. Spearmen doing some great work there, but now the Man-at-Arms engagement needs to micro these hand cannoneers a little bit better. Trying to go for the bombard with the spearmen now. Now we got a stone gate being put over here. What would it be like if the Chinese could pull out multiple great gatehouses? Or it can be upgraded. He has a great gatehouse. It upgrades other stone walls. Have a single Nest of Bees battery. Probably a bit overpowered, but just would be interesting. Man-at-Arms charging forward. Spearman trying to take down that bombard. Villagers, however, may save it. Though we do also have the hand cannoneers firing away. Getting some great damage onto him. Bombard does go down. And this bombard cannon is getting some good damage on in. Picking off those units one by one. Got these horsemen now patrolling around. Do have a number of villagers trying to collect up a stone. Those horsemen may not be able to spot it. Gets pretty close there. And cannoneers. Get them on the... Yes. Oh no, he's not getting on top of the walls. More villagers trying to push them forward. Trying to pull out a keep here. But the battering ram may have spotted them there. So the battering ram does have relatively poor vision range. Spring Gulls pushing way forward, trying to deal with these forces. We got these forces pushing way forward. And now got the Great Gatehouse getting some shots onto these forces. Now my hand cannoneers in defensive locations there. Red or blue's trying to eye to push them forward. Saw some torches being thrown there. I'm not sure what went on there. Spearman now trying to close on distance there. Red's getting a little bit overwhelmed there. Got Nest of Bees here. Firing to get some great damage there. With the Great Gatehouse getting some more damage here. More horsemen, more spearmen on the field. He actually has a fire lances. Batteries are making their way forward, but interrupts hit with those batteries going forward. And great hits there by the Great Gatehouse. Does go and pass through the gate there, but the Nest of Bees are now seeing fire from the grid. There's a lot of battering rams here. The Great Gatehouse needs to start focusing on these battering rams so we can get some great AoE damage onto them. Red's now trying to run away from these forces. Looks like the stone pot on the far right side does get cleaned up. Does take out the cauldron there. Very, very nice by the Fire Lancers. And Red will hold the front there and needs to start patching up this region. He does have 1,200 stone. Got an absurd number of banner rams here. Henkenier's pushing a little bit too far forward. If I'm doing my basic math correctly, let's see. This is 36 population worth of battle rams, which is quite significant to say the least. We also got a red bombard here, a clock tower bombard. Fire Lancer's not getting hits there on these horsemen. There may be a breach there. Red's not going for this keep here. He's being aggressive with him. He does spot these batter rams. When he sees those batter rams, maybe a good idea not to pull out the keep. Horsemen charging on forward, trying to get the villagers there, but we'll find a lot of spearmen there. He has to be careful of these batter rams. Batter rams could move, push around and hit that keep. Spearmen now trying to pursue these horsemen. Red's bombard's trying to advance forward as well, maybe trying to put some holes in this gatehouse. The not so great gatehouse. Bardic Sun could be upgraded with the spring golden placement as well as the cannon placement. Spearman does not find any hits there just yet. Central Sacred Site's being decaptured. And these Fire Lancers need to turn around. The village with the Spearman can some great work done. But the Fire Lancers could quickly help them out. A couple horsemen now remain. The Spearmen should be enough to clean them up, and the Fire Lancers will be pushed back over here, which are needed. Best beast through fire volley, then taking out those horsemen. Now here comes the Landsknechts. There's a good volley there. Going for the Landsknechts there. Falls them back a little bit to the force, but they're getting good volleys there. Or not a massive volley. Red's battle rams may just want to be sacrificed at one time. They're picking up a lot of population space. Landsknechts pushing way forward, annihilating these spearmen there because they do have AoE effect sweep. Now we do got the Fire Lancers forward. They also got AoE Alpha Strike. These are hitting these Lancers now. Henkenier's are hitting overran. So it's this clock tower. Quite a good volley there. Spearman's pulling the line. Trying to go for these banner rams. Henkenier's are firing away, and these banner rams should be going down. And this works on the infantry force. These guys will be picked off by these spring gulls. And it looks like all the massive beasts seem to stay alive there. Got a massive wave of Henkenier's here, but they only have 4 power range on 5.5 of reds, because it is a Chinese specialty. Takes out those banner rams now. That does free up a lot of extra population space for Blue. Blue does have a good reserve of food and wood. But claim some more gold. He's a little bit low in gold. Maybe a good idea to start getting some traders. He does have a market here. No market's queued up over here. Now got a wave of outposts being deployed on out. Blue is claiming this wood deposit here, which actually could be important. Because this wood deposit is basically being cleaned up. Red does have a good reserve of wood. Doesn't not have a good reserve of stone at the moment, or gold. The stone gate receiving some fire. Single banner ramp pushed way forward. This banner ramp does take out there. There's a bombard here, and I'll be using the Fire Lancers to help light the keep on fire. Villagers push way forward, and they will get annihilated. But Paul Suave has been put on view. Red only has 100 villagers, which means more military, less income. At this one time, Red needs to find a secure trade route. This last gold deposit of his is being cleaned up. He has 2,000 gold remaining. Actually, no, he still has this 4,000 deposit there. Either way, it's maybe a good idea to start pulling out a handful of traders just in case. 2 second size have captured Red. This also provides some good gold income. Horseman now charging forward. He's got this keep here. No cannon placement, no Henkenier's placement. And most of this wood has been claimed. He needs to re-wall up this region, whether it be stone or wood. His villagers could go down. He has a good number of spearmen. Henkenier's pushed way forward. And some of these horsemen are going to skip on through. He's going straight for the villager line back here, but there's still the primary town center, as well as the secondary town center, which doesn't have a shot. This keep maybe on siege. There's enough room for the remaining villagers. That one guy didn't make it, nor would he make it. And he's trying to stop these horsemen now, but you got these horsemen moving around. The Great Gatehouse could repair it on up. And these horsemen will find some of this unused infrastructure. Elite Horseman has 1 health remaining. Got more Elite Horsemen over here. Horsemen have found the stables. And perhaps using too many hand cannoneers to take them out. Red's Banner Ram's now clearing up the low ground, the valley. And now the Fire Lance is coming up for as well. We'll be able to find some great damage on the horsemen, but looks like their Alpha Strike does not really come off. Exotic Doggo biting some of these villagers once again. Banner Rams will clean up this fortified outpost, as well as there's also a siege workshop here. Throwing some rounds into the stone wall, very nice. Cancels the gatehouse there and does lose everything there. Trying to rebuild the stone wall now. Batting rams batting down this infrastructure. And looks like there's still stone here. 400 stone, a little less than that. So maybe a good idea for either play to claim it. At this point in time, all stone matters. Both sides have a trickle stone income. Thinks they're relics as well. 90 for the Holy Roman Empire, 60 for the Chinese player. So any other stone, they're probably going to have to buy it all. This stone wall, speaking of which, will go down. Does get some splash damage left over as well. Horseman now trying forward. Lance is raining, pushing forward as well. As with some hand cannoneers there. Horseman do get cleaned up. Red has a sniffing force here. And those hand cannoneers are going to get overran. Seeing good damage there from the nest of bees. Got a good number of 4 lance decks, 3 horsemen, mostly just man-at-arms. They're good durable units, but right now, they're going to get countered by this opponent's current opposition. SB's on a good angle there. Got Culverin is pushing me forward. Seeing fire from the Spring Gulls. The Spring Gulls' clock tower does sustain a shot there. Trying to overrun the Culverin there with his hand cannoneers. Good force here. The SBs could pass fire volume to them. Outpost under siege. Hand cannoneers are trying to run away. This outpost or keep has gone down. And all the wood here has been claimed. He needs to repack up this region. Has some defensive outposts here, well fortified, but unupgraded. Man arms started getting picked on off over here. You got now these bombards being focused down by villagers. Cars of volley there, taking out a single land schneck. Now horsemen are going overrun. These are red villagers here. They're going to just try to hold the line. They're falling back now. There's some wood still left on the low ground. Gains some great damage there. Red's hand cannoneers are just being very effective. Range is very important, to say the least. Villagers on the high ground, only find a stone gate on from above. Gotta remove some bricks to place down some bricks. And these villagers are sort of dancing around. Look at that. They're trying to pull out this mining camp, but they're dancing around there, but there's no more stone left. I think Red claimed it all. SB is getting some volleys over here. They're starting to string on some more forces. The Great Gatehouse firing some volleys as well. I think all those wooden palisades have actually been deleted. Got a bit of a melee here. Coleman's going to be overrun by the Fire Lancers. Hand cannoneers getting some great damage there. Got these various melee forces here, but they're being picked on off by the various defensive forces, including the Great Gatehouse. the walls there. We got good enough trebuchets here, firing away, gain some AoE damage on the hand cannoneers. At this point in time, hear me out. Siege towers. I do believe at this point in time, siege towers would be incredibly useful. Turn your opponent's walls against them. That way you can start having your hand cannoneers start firing away the high ground, get defensive benefits. Springald's now getting hit by trebuchets. Spearmen trying to push on forward, trying to deal with these man-at-arms that charge on forward. Got some battery rams here to pull out by red. These hand cannoneers have a little bit overkilled that tower there. Hand cannoneers are seeing trebuchet fire now, and now those hand cannoneers do go down. No defensive upgrade on any of these ones. The hand cannoneer slits are not too terribly expensive. Need some damage there with the Great Gatehouse. Spearman advancing on forward. Needs some more Nest of Bees. He's out of Nest of Bees. He has Clock Tower Batting Rams as well as regular Batting Rams, trying to put some holes in his opponent. He does have a good reserve of wood. His opponent doesn't have much. Has 11,000 food, versus 13,000 food. So Chinese player has a good reserve of everything. Both players are now eyeing some traders. Blue's horsemen are pushing way forward. Got traders being pulled out by blue as well. Both are trying to claim some gold like that. There's still gold deposit here, untouched. Unspoiled through war. Battery rams now battering their way through their opponent's base. A lot of torches not being thrown on in. They do go down. But these battery rams are breaking on through, and hand cannoneers do claim the high ground. That was even a massive Mangonel hit there. He needs to focus on that Mangonel. See even pretty good hit there, but defensive buff on here. Long wall. Saner walls get plus 25% range damage as well. Saner walls reduce damage from range and siege attacks by 66% and increases the range by 2. Making these guys right now have 7.5 range. This is actually quite absurd. I actually had to look up the other benefits being on top of walls. Let's just say I completely forgot all the benefits for it. Exactly what they were. I knew about the defense bonus. I did not know about the range benefit. But right now, the hand cannons do have extra damage. Like, what was it? Plus 25% range damage on walls? That's absurd. Wait, there's two of the icons here. I think the long wall is a Chinese benefit, isn't it? Even more reason why he should go for siege towers. Because if he rebuilds these walls, now the man-at-arms can't chase him down as he's there. They have to go to a gatehouse to get up there. More reasons why the Chinese player should go for siege towers. Red's economy is a little bit under siege. It does have a good reserve, however. Baron's not being focused on down. He's having trouble re-macroing. He's at 45 more population space. Trying to pull out some more forces. Amount of infantry force on the field. Maybe we can see some grenadiers. That's still a unit. Well, yeah. Yep. Requires a Ming Dynasty. Ah, that's maybe one why he doesn't have it. I don't think I've ever seen people go for grenadiers. Spearmen now charging forward, trying to deal with these horsemen. Great Gatehouse getting some great damage there. The gatehouse does go down, exposing the Great Gatehouse. Has a good defense force here. Spearmen charging forward as well. Fire Lancers got their Alpha Strike off. These forces now starting to engage big in the melee there. Trebuchets get some damage there. And some of these hand cannoneers, if they get on top of these walls, they're going to provide some great fire support. Fire Lancers now turning forward. There's a good number of trebuchets here. Chinese players trying to re-max out his army, so there's a lot of population space he can make use of. He has less villagers, which means he has more capability of pulling out larger fields of army. Man-at-arms now being pulled on the field. Hand cannoneers still firing away, gets good damage on in. Got the Fire Lancers over here. Honestly, the +2 range for Cannoneers, they can be up here getting more bonus damage, and they should still be in range. Bombard's firing away. Fire Lance is now charging on forward. Spearman as well. Mangonel's firing some volleys there. Red's Battering Ram still in the mix. The Clock Tower Battering Ram. That's what Trip Chase is trying to hit it. Bombard's advancing on forward. Red has a significant force here. Blue's trying to be aiming for a advance. He's starting to pull out forward. Battering Ram takes these nearby Man-at-Arms. Very, very nice. Focus there on these Fire Lancers there. Battering Ram pushes way forward. Gatehouse here does go down. There's another gatehouse here as well. Red, of course, can put some Cannoneers on the high ground over here. Battering Ram is not being properly passed to punch down the walls. So you just have one Battering Ram to punch down walls never hurts. Getting a nice flank there. Hand Cannoneers trying to defend themselves. These Hand Cannoneers are going to get overran. Spearman trying to come back here to defend. Fire Lance engaging. Will go down there. Blue's base is being cracked. We also got these force Fire Lance pushing way forward, trying to get some kills from dozers. You may want to start camping the trade site right now. You may not know where the end point, but he may know if he knows where the start point of the trade. Start batter down some of these extra gatehouses. Red's just trimming more and more forces here. Got a large wave of Mangonels now being put on the field. These Mangonels need to be moving forward at this current rate. Gets good volley there. Hand Cannoneers firing away. One of the Mangonels do go down. Bombards push way forward. Good damage there. Horseman now charging forward. Horseman do close things for Hand Cannoneers, trying to close the distance. Got a good number of Bombards here. The Hand Cannoneers can need to get on the high ground, I would say. If it's going to be defensive, be more appropriately defensive. That's good volley there with Mangonels. It's a good number of Mangonels here. He needs some Spring Golds. He has one Bombard, 3 Clock Tower Bombards. Fire Lance is trying to find engagement there. And maybe we'll find a good engagement there on the Mangonels. Bombards do take them out. Hand Cannoneers firing away forward. Spearman, Fire Lance pushes way forward. Takes out another Mangonel there. It looks like Hand Cannoneers are overkilling a little bit. Fire Lance is now coming for a flank. Trying to deal with his opponent's Hand Cannoneers. Got some Hand Cannoneers over here. Red's starting to make a soft retreat wave. You got a Garrison. Garrison by something. These Bombards do consume a lot of population space, so right now he's having trouble pulling off his larger field army. He has currently 122 versus his opponent's 110. Large wave of villagers there. I think all the wood over here has been claimed. Actually, there's some basic trees over here. Blue's trying to claim some of those basic trees now. Not a great source, but a necessary source. And Blue's almost out of, actually is out of wood. Luckily, he can pull out stuff that doesn't cost wood, such as Elite Knights. And Hand Cannoneers don't cost wood either. And the Holy Roman Empire Hand Cannoneers can go on top of the high walls as well. Try and break on through the Battering Ram. It's loaded up with Man-at-Arms. Villagers try and push way forward, try and claim some wood. And Red is going to take time to clean up the central gold. Red does have consumed quite of his reserves. His gold's pretty low. Battering Rams battering down this wall. And if I can find a key, there's a repair wall research. That you can use pull out basic outposts all across the wall to get some basic repairs on all across the entirety of the walls. Bombards are starting to get focused on down. Gotta have a decent defense force here. The Great Gatehouse is firing some good volleys in as well. He does manage to break on through. Hand Cannoneers trying to stop these Horsemen and Knights. But here's a keep. He has not gotten the auto repair research. It's only a few times it's maybe useful. Stone wall towers and outposts. It does affect the outposts as well. You put a line of outposts across all these lines, walls, just to get some free health regen on walls. Red's now trying to batter down the front gate. It's not destroyed, but it will have to do. Firelight's turning forward, getting tied up right there. Clock Tower and Nest of Bees, let's find good quality there. And it looks like they're starting to overrun some of these siege weapons. It's good quality there, but not getting enough damage. Bombard's being overran, all that's being overran. Chinese players not probably remaxing, trying to get another wave of hand cannoneers. Does have a keep over here as well. And we've got another breach over here. Red is, he's going to be trying to hit Red's trade. That trade is very important, though he does have good reserve resources. And cannoneers are not on the roll. Rams getting some good damage there. But the Great Gatehouse is providing some fire support over here. These villagers can be overran. There's not much gold remaining. His forces are somebody cleaned on up. He has to protect his trade. He's protecting his trade, but it's not going to do it for long. Boiling oil has some research. A lot of these forces are quite wounded. Now, Sixth Sight was temporarily being decaptured by these battered rams. And now we got these forces starting to engage. And these are the battered rams. Keeps still firing away. Does take out those. Well, there's still a good number of villagers here. Red will now need to pull out some more traders. He has to save these markets. He's about to lose all of his markets. The markets have now gone down. Another pair of markets being pulled on the field. He's trying to get any sort of positive point at this point in time. Aaron's battering down the keep as well. You clean up the rest of this wood on the map. Blue's basically down out of his wood, so any remaining wood has to go to siege. Granted, he can always deploy out knights, which are much better than horsemen. Villagers and cannoneers engaging from high ground, trying to grab the keep now, but I don't think he's going to be successful. You start torching down these battering rams. The breach over here has been patched. And his tower is not fully destroyed. He actually moved the battering ram away when he shouldn't have. Villagers doing a good job torching down the battering rams. Does notice the wounded hole there. It does take out the last battering ram there. Got some hand cannoneers firing away. Both sides having trouble remaxing at the moment. And cannoneers do have, of course, increased range. Doesn't pick off one of them. It will pick up the rest of these guys now. How much health regen does those walls get? If I remember correctly, the Mongol campaign, they get actually a decent amount of health regen. I can't find any keeps to click on at the moment. Picks off those knights there. Makes this a push way forward. He's going to pick off those man-at-arms. Red's now trying to breach through his opponent's walls. Trying to decapture this point as well. Villagers need to take time to start burning down these banner rams. These banners are poking more holes in these walls. Red's phase forward. This force does get intercepted there. Red's now able to breach on through. Blue has remaxed. There's a good number of man-at-arms here. A couple Landsharks as well as hand cannoneers. And it looks like now he's trying towards something. He's trying to engage Bombard's advancing them forward. Got various blue forces in this back line there. The Chinese player has a small reserve of food and gold, as well as a good amount of food. One, however, has a very small reserve of everything. This force is making some great headway. More still there. And Cannoneers trying to deal with these forces now. And the Chinese player has lost a significant amount of forces, but he may want to rebuild them with traders at this point in time. Cannoneers starting to get overran. His remax is not very good. In fact, he has nothing being pulled on the field with 60 forces. He's starting to get overwhelmed. Imperial Palace does go down. Bombard does take out that banner ram. And now here comes Great Gatehouse, getting some great volleys there, and hand cannoneers firing away as well. Trying to rebuild some of these walls now. Red's now trying to claim some of these trees. You got a number of markets here, all of them building out more trade caravans. Very, very good. And Red's Remax is non-existent right now. He's not rebuilding anything at the moment. This is going to cause some huge problems. Red's wood production is also now dwindled. Blue's now trying to pull up battery on the front line. But for the bombard, I think it's just out of gold pretty much. Gotta pull out anything at this point in time. You may want to get a... No, those markets about to go down. Blue's going to take time to pull out keep in this region. Still a lack of remax by the Chinese player. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. Trying to pull out some forces now. Red's starting to fall back. Needs to get these caravanners back in this region. Start prepping them for when he's ready to clear this area out. We also have now Lancers now being pulled on the field. Base has no gold reserve at the moment, and it'll take a bit of time for getting any gold back. I see some trade caravans making their way back home, and he's not really have enough army in this region. He has too many bombards. The gold over here has been claimed. There's no more gold left on the map. And I think Blue will win out. His trade caravan's been not really harassed all too much. Going to torch down this battery ram as well. Bombards are not really an infantry tool. And Blue's going to take time to even build some palisade walls there. That will force these trade caravans to go towards this keep. The keep's right now fighting against the gatehouse. Bombards going to immediately put a hole into these walls. And now these trade caravans going down. I think it's going to be the end of the Chinese player. Bombards even getting overran by the man-at-arms. Cannoneers simply can't just do enough. And here we go. Yep. Now they're dead. He doesn't have the wood nor the gold to replace them. Good hits there. Blue could have easily remaxed. He's remaxing now. Got these horsemen in the back line as well. Even taking out this stuff on this side, pulling a battery ram. Yep, that's going to be game. He doesn't have the wood to replace those markets, does he? Villagers starting to torch down these battery rams. Very nice. He does have room to give them more health. Got a wave of palace guards as well as the hand cannoneers. Of course, the man-at-arms will love to fight the palace guard. Starting to overrun these forces, taking out these knights now. And that is the end of the replay. This Android saying, thank you for watching, and on the next replay. I just realized something. I didn't have Rumble displaying the entire time. Sorry, I didn't see those comments on Rumble because I didn't have Rumble pulled up. My apologies. I just stumbled upon your channel, enjoying I love these style games growing up. Are you playing against someone? No, I'm just casting replays. And do I play Stronghold Crusader? I do not. My apologies. Right now, I'm just casting other people's replays. And I got so focused on that one, I realized I had to pull up. So that's my bad. My apologies. Let's try this one. 31 minutes. Should be a decent replay. Oh, sorry, I just saw the YouTube comments as well. What's going on here? Just Age of Empires 4 replays, live casting them. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top right side as the Orange Roost. We have Zirton? I think, I have no idea. Spawn bottom left side as the Yellow Abbasid Dynasty. We have Louis MT. Or Lou MT? Louis MT? I always second guess myself when I see a pronunciation or how to pronounce something. We have some of the sheep being cleaned up by Orange Scout, Blue Scout. Oh yeah, we do have Roost here. Let's switch out of caster vision and let's select the Roost player to see the bounties, which I had him select this beforehand. Also, he does find some wolves there. There's a good number of wolves in this region for him to get some bounty. Deer being claimed. Yellow is not contesting a deer now, is he? Or maybe didn't spot this one. So Orange will get a lot of bounty. I only see the one Yellow Scout, and he's starting to pick up this deer. This map had groups of 3 deer deployed on the field. So it's been hard to find them all, but the big deposit was found by Orange. Small deposits have been sort of found. Orange gonna get a lot of deer. He should get up to tier 2, no problem. There's still a doggo there. And this will get him up to ever so shy less than tier 2. Some sheep can still be claimed over here. Wolf still here. Let's see now. Let's talk about each player's matchup. Abbasid Dynasty, they have access to camels, so that should be very effective versus the early knights of his opponent, and reducing their damage output. So going for some camel archers early would be very useful. Does fill up the wolf there. That does get him up to tier 2. You'll need to get the high trade house in order to get up to tier 3. Let's claim both 4 will not do it. Score, he's going immediately for the military wing. Does give him 2 spearmen, 2 archers, maybe on some aggression, going for boot camp as well, so perhaps getting some more durable spearmen to engage those early knights will be very useful. Kremlin, pretty standard. Doesn't find himself another wolf up here as well. These deer have all been cleaned on field, and now this little attack force is now pushing way forward. The Roost, of course, can place down some hunting cabins across this area in order to get some extra gold generation. Not exactly a great map for it because they're all giant blocks of wood. Though I suppose a lot of gold you perhaps get from these central locations. And now here comes the first attack. Archer is now trying to engage. It does have the Kremlin support spell, which basically denies that advance. The Kremlin's in a well-placed position. And not to mention it also gets some extra wood as well. So right now he'll get 20% more wood, 10% faster food gathering, as well as a handful of gold. This is equivalent almost up to 1 villager as well. The Roost economy is quite powerful. And they have powerful aggression tools in Age 2 with those early knights. We of course got a pair of militia pushing way forward, as well as a pair of archers now deployed on the field. Yellow looting eye for a bit more defensive force. He has not gotten boot camp just yet. It's relatively cheap technology. Does have a second town center, which is good. The Roost player is down to minimal food, so his villager production, he does have still 2 queued up. Let's just try to find engagement. Horsemen throwing some torches there. Those forces should be able to deal with it. Archers do bonus damage versus militia since they're light melee. A couple militia members advancing forward, trying to stab some villagers. And looks like the orange archers are pushing forward. He's starting to do a good job of focusing down the yellow's pair of archers there. Yellow's just solely relying on this force he got as military. He does not have built a single military unit. He's not getting his military production. 1 archery range, 1 barracks. Getting a shot there. Found something not being employed on the field. Trying to collect some of this deer. That is the big deer deposit. There's also a small deer deposit there. And now we do have survival techniques being researched as well.
Фаревник готов есть.
Spearman now trying to disrupt this scout.
Возротай готов есть.
And we'll see a couple of stabs there now. More housing. Orange going heavy, quite heavy in stone. I think he's going to try and get enough stone for his second town center now. Maybe for a third one. He's currently 2 town centers deployed on the field. And scout does go down, which is important. But yeah, it looks like both sides are deciding to eco up. We do have the double broad axe now being deployed out the field. The boar is now being claimed there. Very nice. He's also deploying a town center right next to as well. Let's see how much bounty he has. 420. This boar has not been claimed as well, but that will only get up to 495. So he still needs 5 more bounty to get tier 3 without needing to go to the trade house. Is there any wolves left in the field? I do not see any more wolves. Yep, I do not see any wolves. Yellow does have a sniff force here of a good number of archers and spearmen. Hitting the early knight with the spearmen. Very nice. There's a good number of Rus archers here. Focusing on these yellow spearmen, getting some good hits. Does do a good job focus firing there. Seeing some focus fire there. Early knight getting some good hits there. And the spearmen is far too wounded to stay around. Or far too wounded to stay alive. So we got an orange scout here. Got a good number of palisade walls being deployed on the front line for yellow. More barracks being deployed on the field. Doesn't get a spear brace there, so does get impaled by that lance. Oh, here I got these ones pushing forward. They are militia, so they're gonna be torched on down. Scout and early knight advancing forward. Got a scout here as well. Scouts do bonus damage for scouts, so they can fight each other. Right now, yellow's going for wheelbarrow. Neither side has gone for any pierce or hack damage. Some of Yellow's infrastructure is starting to go down. He does have a bit of population room, so losing a house or two won't be the end of the world. You just can't simply lose 3. The Rus player is saving up his food and gold for teching up. He needs more gold income at the moment. We only have passive gold income from the hunting camps. It's also pulling out a good number of knights with that gold. As you can see, the town center there as well. The town center was in range, and the arrows in the town center does do reasonable damage. Got 10 archers here, 3 spearmen. Got some more archers and spearmen as well. Orange still has a very large number of spearmen here. The mining camp will go down. Council is still firing away. I'm not sure if it's exactly garrison on the inside. Does get some good hits there on those archers. Got another pair of houses being put on the field. Some of these yellow. Oh, he's going a bit greedy there, trying to claim up this gold. These two do go down. Trying to build a palisade gate to get on the other far side of these early knights. You'll probably lose 1 or 2 of those villagers. He does save 2 of them. Archers now trying to engage archers. Spearman now managed to find these early knights back to silver corner. He does get some good hits there on that one. Other knights are advancing more. Gets good hits there on these archers. Spearman trying to engage on end, gets good damage there. Does get a good spear brace there, but some of these archers not getting overrun. Orange and yellow's archers both badly beaten and bruised. Yellow's are a bit more bruised. A couple of the orange ones are over critical death, so those could actually be overkilled. We now got pierced armor being researched by orange. Yellow does have his pierced damage. And we'll have a couple villagers collecting up this gold now. Got 9 spearmen here. Not sure what the spearmen are currently doing. Orange will get some damage there onto the yellow's archers. Oh, that's going to be a deadly hit there. Yellow's spearman control's not been that great. And does get some great hits there on the orange's knights now. Getting some good damage there. Orange's archers getting some good hits there. But looks like I think they're hitting... Okay, they are focusing down the archers. They're not hitting the knights. Starting to focus down some of orange's archers now. Spearman's trying to push them forward. A lot of these knights are quite wounded. Knights are now being deployed on end. Spear's getting a good hit there. Yellow's archers not backing off, trying to focus on orange's archers. We got this early knight here. Let's get a shot there. Got a spear brace there. Needs no more spearmen over here. Some of these spearmen being bled off by a single knight. A lot of actually there's no more spearmen left here for yellow. These spearmen needs to start pushing forward. There's also orange's scout receiving some fire there. We do also have a tower post here. It has been upgraded with arrow slit there, getting some extra damage there. Orange not going for his own line of defensive palisade walls there, just trying to deny his opponent any advancement. And does clean up that knight now. Does got some good spearmen here. Outpost getting some good damage on in. Getting some good hits there. A lot of orange knights are quite wounded. Now it's going for High Trade House. High Trade House being deployed right there. That should get some good gold income. Maybe a bit better to put in the middle of all this. Villager count is in favor of orange. He does have 3 town centers. No, both players have 3 town centers. Increase attack range of spearmen by 100%. That's going to be very useful in the bigger melees. He's getting inside this tower. He's getting inside this tower. They do provide 7 damage per arrow. Right now his archers do 6 damage, so they will do more damage overall versus the knights as well as the archers. Lion Palisade walls over here. He's trying to claim this gold. Archer now advancing forward. We do got the spearmen advancing forward as well. Finds a good volley there. Orange has 31 archers versus 30 archers. They have the same amount of archers. Doesn't get a good spear brace there, thanks to the fact that Phalanx is able to get some extra range on that spear brace there through the archers. That only does good damage, but also stuns the knights to receive follow-up pokes. It generally makes the spear brace much more reliable. It's better than deadly brawl there. Yellow does have more archers opponent. No more additional archers being pulled up by Yellow. Of course, got Castle Age for the roost. He's going for his veteran research as well as more damage. Wooden Fortress here providing some good fire support. Yellow's trying to fall on back, but do not get the veteran archer research. And we do got a camel here. It probably would have been much better gun to that camel a long time ago, but probably is a little bit vulnerable to a lot of stuff. He also can pull out camel riders as well. Get some damage there. Archers advancing up forward. Now we've got the economic crowd research.
Идите, лучницы!
There's fire and volley there on the knights, but right now they have 5 pierce armor, so these archers do 6 damage, which means they do 1 damage each. So not, the knights are not very good target there. There's lots of more palisade walls there, just trying to deny the flanks. Cavalry archer, the camel archer does go down right there. The camel archer does do bonus damage versus light melee like regular archers. However, he's not fighting against any light melee. Spearman now charging forward, trying to focus fire these veteran archers. He's at a severe tech disadvantage there. Does get some good hits there on those knights. Does get a spear brace there, and does get take out some of those knights now.
Хочу стрелять! Бомблю! Лук при мне есть, иду! Наказом
Good hits there. And here, relics not being claimed. That's definitely orange. Yellow can't claim relics at the moment. Nice pushing forward. Let's get inside this garrison there. Provide some good fire support against these forces. Now got Castle Age now. He needs to get his research up and going as quickly as possible. Trying to collect this gold while in combat. It's not so great, but he's doing a good job holding the line. Spearman trying to hit the archers and he hit these knights. Nice to have 6 pierce armor, so the extra damage the arrows from the outpost only does 1 each. Spearman gets good hits there. These knights are receiving some fire. Try to collect some of this gold as well. You may just want to go for more outposts for a stronger defense. Knights slowly being picked apart. Now do gotta keep being pulled up by yellow as well. And I also see some crossbow now as well as some men arms with one field. He's trying to go for heavy armor. He has 4 pierce armor and these archers have 9 damage. So the man at arms will still do a lot of damage. He needs to get this keep up and going. He's trying to stabilize the game there. He's focused on these knights as well. He's going to lose a lot of villagers trying to get this keep up, but this may allow him to stabilize the game. Yep, a large number of these villagers will go down. Ugh. He's throwing more villagers there. Got some crossbow in the mix as well. They do bonus damage versus heavy. Man arms getting some good work there. A lot of these villagers are going down. It's down to 86, 85. Keeps is not complete. Maybe want to get on the inside there. Nice push way forward. There's some mills around. That's also a mosque. I start cleaning up that gold now. Nice still moving around. Artists being pursued by Spearman. They have received the veteran Spearman research. Yale's not going for some economic research. Man arms engaging. Now these knights are getting some hits there onto this barracks. Orange now broken up through over here. Now deploying out some wooden fortresses and trying to claim this gold on the high ground, trying to deny this from his opponent. That is a warrior monk there. The boar has now been aggroed as well. He passed and started hitting the shaman. Now these villagers are going to be getting some hits there. It looks like the fortress has been upgraded to spring gold. And this warrior monk will be shanked by these villagers. Second side not being captured by this warrior monk. The second one has not been claimed. It's in no man's land. So we could see all second sides captured up by orange. And I believe the boar has actually been killed off here, which means he should really start trying to collect it. Not sure where it's at the moment. Don't see the carcass anywhere. Orange going for more of a force here. He has enough resources to tech up. I think it's a good idea to go for Imperial Age. There's the high armory. Got another wooden fortress here as well. Maybe he should go for a spotting upgrade on this one. Battering ram not being put on the field, very nice. Could load the spearmen on the inside to help ambush the villagers that may try to torch it. And now we do have this under siege. Yellow's on advancing forward. Realize something's wrong. Getting bad. Whoops. I'm getting a bit of bad frame rate. I have a way to help fix that by saving the preview on OBS. Horse advancing forward. We got the crossbowmen here, as well as a handful of archers. There's some spear brace there on the early knights, trying to torch. The battery ram's trying to engage the fortress. The wooden fortress has no upgrade. Orange's archers falling on the back. It looks like these forces are starting to get cleaned up. We've got more spearmen to engage these knights. And the central sector side has been captured up by yellow, not by orange. Got a good number of archers here, as well as spearmen. Spearmen going to be picked off by the archers. Crossbowmen being focused down. It's going to be very heaty. Like this man arms. Now I do got a pair of battery rams not being put on the field. Wooden fortress not being upgraded to with a spring gold. I think he needs to start pulling these guys up the line and start hitting these opponents. There's some fortress there on the hunting cabin, providing 8 gold per minute. Now there's Imperial Age for orange. He's a massive float of resources as well. Let's see, what type of wing would I go for next? He has military, he has economic. Let's see, cultural wing. Cultural wing against these technologies. Convert units, don't really see that being used all too often. Trade, he could start transition to trade. You don't need to go for max Odysseus 1. But he still could be collecting gold in the field, so trade may be good for later on. Batteries not being put on the field. Knights are trying to push it forward, but it's a handful of spearmen to stop them. And this wooden fortress is still up and going. Some of these battery rams are now seeing some damage. Got a good number of archers and crossbow in this region. The horsemen are a good counter to them. Maginot's firing a volley there. That's another good counter. Getting a good hit there on the man at arms as well. We're trying to pull out some more palisade walls there, and that is his gate. You got a yellow palisade wall has been pulled over there. Batteries now pushing way forward, trying to gauge these forces, trying to fast batter down this keep. Now got the central 6 site being decaptured by orange. Keep now being pulled out orange as well. This gold has hardly been touched, only doesn't have 1,000 gold missing. Got these horsemen here. I'm gonna try to repair it up, allowing time for these horses to rotate around. Of course, gates are automatically attack move through. Now he's able to attack move over here. Spearman trying to intercept them. I do realize that I do receive a lot less frame rate up here because I see so much more in the background. And that wooden fortress will go down. These horsemen will go down as well. All 6 sides on the plane. Now got a big wave of horsemen now advancing forward. We don't have a spring golden placement nor cannon placement here. One relic plane is still out in the field. I'm not sure who currently has it. Horsemen are making their way through, and there's been no defensive spearmen over there. Got a big wave of yellow walls being pulled out over here. Orange horsemen are advancing forward. He's at pop cap, so he can't deploy anymore. Council's trying to fire away. And all these villagers now are trying to find their closest shelter. Trader ring now being researched by yellow. Very, very nice. Horseman here. He's now trying to go for a mass trade. He has the mark in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner. Does have these stone walls here for protection as well. Keep here. I loaded up a couple villagers. Orange horsemen are slowly being cleaned on up. And they do get back in the corner there. It does get stabbed. Imperial Age has just been researched. massive wave of stone walls moving on the field. Some of the villagers are being picked on off. Orange now takes support of various forces here. They've got a line of battery rams as well as the Mangonels. Orange horsemen are advancing on forward. It's good hits there on these villagers now. Does get some damage. Mangonels fire a volley down the keep. They do bonus damage versus structure. Horsemen are getting cleaned on up now. Central 6 site now being under threat by Yellow. Got a good number of mana arms here. Battery rams can place themselves in a way so they decapture the sacred site as well as battering down the keep. Got these battery rams on pushing forward, getting hit by various forces. Mangonel finds a great volley there onto the archer force. Good hits there. Do now have these horsemen now charging forward, trying to deal with these siege weapons. Bannerings have not been cleaned on up. The keep is still quite damaged. Second sight victories has 7 minutes 30 seconds remain, so still a bit of time there. You also have Streltsy now being pulled off field as well. They have the stacking deployment there, getting some great rate of fire bonuses. Battering still bleeding through yellow space now. He has too much population. He needs to kill off some villagers. He's on field a very small army, and he's not really pulling out a whole lot at the moment as well. He has nothing to build Q, and he's starting to get overran. But needs some more horsemen. I think he's, I wonder, I don't think I ever really see chats in the game, do we? So he they may be chatting right now. And that is the end of the replay. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, is there any more replays from him? $43 Oh, there's a 48-minute one. Before we get started, did I already do that one? Don't believe so. I just see his. Let's see, 10. That would be from yesterday. Yep. Before I get started with this replay, I do need to use the restroom, so my apologies. I'll be right back. There we go, I am back. So, let's go to get started. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on bottom right side as the green Chinese, or Zeroton. Spawn on top left side as the blue French. We have Louis, MT. Let's see, French versus Chinese. The French, of course, will probably go for the School of Cavalry and will go for a lot of Royal Knights. That is the French MO, and they can be very impressive in the early game. And the best to cancel that, he will need to play out a lot of spearmen. If opponents are supplying archers, it probably better go for your own archers rather than Zunschnus. While Zunschnus will have higher damage output, the archers will of course have a bit more range to counter opponent's archers. Arctic Sun, however, will provide some good escort here. And there's actually a lot of shorefish here. Shorefish do get collected at 40 per minute, if I remember correctly. Or they do have the same collection rate as deer, so there's a lot of food on this map here. Shorefish do collect at a pretty good rate. Do now have a scout moving around. You got both sides now went to the next age. School Cavalry has been deployed on the field. First Royal Knight now being deployed on out. The Chinese player will need to start getting out a barracks as soon as possible. Royal Knight now deployed on the field. 2 Royal Knights are now on the field. The School of Cavalry does make it so all stables are produced 20% faster as well. So you got a quick deployment of Royal Knights when you get that deployed on out as well. And your opponent has invested into wood in order to get out any spearmen to defend against these Royal Knights. You got the double broad axe now being researched as well. The French plays Iron for some eco upgrades. He's probably not going to be Iron for a second town center. He's going to probably go straight into Royal Knight aggression. And Royal Knights do hit hard. And they can able to get Alpha Strike on in, the charge attack, and then follow up with Slice there. And that does take out the Imperial official there, getting a lot of lost income. These villagers, there's 12 there, and does get Alpha Strike there, doesn't get the follow-up swipes there. Spearman push way forward, but he's not upgraded. We do not see any additional horsemen being deployed on out, no Royal Knights. That's going for Chivalry to get these guys healed on up. Get some good hits there. Good strike there on the villager, and there we go. Got the 2 slices there. The Chinese player needs to get research loom exiles to help prevent that. I always forget, what's the research time of this? It's 20 seconds, a little bit slower than a villager. That potentially could help him save multiple villagers from death, though. Because the first, the charge attack is 29 damage, and the follow-up attack is 19, but you get additional 3 damage. So that will put it up, even if you get melee armor, that won't save your villagers. Because right now, that would put it up to, that would put up to 51 damage. So I think melee armor could potentially save villagers. But who wants to go for an army right now to get out melee armor? Exiles will probably just generally be a bit better. Plus 25 health. Scout does receive a bit of damage there. We got some spearmen here as well, trying to protect these villagers. You got Chivalry here getting some good health regen on his Royal Knights, his pair of Royal Knights. You don't see any more aggression deployed out by the French player. He's going for a second town center now, onto the deer. Looks like, yeah, he's collecting deer. You can improve the rate of collecting deer with the hunting upgrade, so... Well, fish, I don't think... I'm not sure if what improves shoreline fish collection rate. Have 5 spear in this region. It does get an Alpha Strike there onto the Scout. The Scout, of course, can heal. I'm not sure what these... Going for another town center here, right next to the Royal Knights. Trying to escort these villagers there. It does get another Alpha Strike down the Scout. Of course, it does have inherent health regen. Whoa, it does have health regen. And it's trying to kill off some of these deer that are close by the town center as well. Very, very nice. It does actually get some guys garrison in the town center and then pops them on the far side as well. Very, very nice. And we got now more Royal Knights being put on the field, as well as some archers as well. And we don't have the Hardened Spearman upgrade just yet. It's a really cheap upgrade, so maybe a good idea to go for it.
将秒变，改变玉帝丁。
Three Royal Knights push my way forward. Does have the Superior Official rebuild. Bardic Sun does provide some good fire support there. Trying to does get some damage there, and does get another villager as well. The scout could be taken down, and losing the scout there, very good. Does prevent a lot of spotting for these Royal Knights. Royal Knights being pushed on 4 as well. Do have, looks like 4 archers being put on the field. Let's get some good stabs there on that Royal Knight. And unable to finish it off there. These Royal Knights now patrolling around. Does get some health regen. Archer range not being deployed on the field. Multiple archer ranges. He may be saving up, getting ready. No, I was going to say maybe for Imperial Age, but he's also going to go for a lot of archers. He's expecting his opponent to transition to archers right now. Got more Royal Knights being pushed on field. Looks like it's just the archers being hyper defensive, which is fine. There's 14 villagers here. There's enough spot with the nearby tower. And, oh, he's not respawning just yet. Gonna respawn now. These villagers all have more health. He's some good damage there. No cannon near slip there. These forces are pushing on forward as well. Looks like Blue's extra villager production is now equal to his opponent after killing off some extra villagers. Of course, I think some of the civilian count is from the Imperial War officials. Another barracks put on the field. He definitely does need the extra spearmen. He's going for Zinchnews. They have pathetic damage versus the Royal Knights, though he only has the 3 Pierce Armor. Hasn't gone for any additional Pierce Armor. Okay, it's not going for Pierce Armor. I was gonna say, he can go for the Pierce damage and able to get some 2 damage per arrow, but that's not gonna be a possibility. Royal Institute now being researched, being pulled on out. Scout is now going to be charged on down. Even just the able to draw his opponent away, that would be very good. Because the farther the Royal Knights away, the safer his villagers are. Wait, there's a mill right there? That had a... Oh wait, no, they are cooking something there. Wait, there's a deer deposit inside that forest? Yeah, there's a deer deposit right there as well. Okay. Weird map design. And Spearman will get a good volley there, taking the scout, denying the vision for these Royal Knights. We got a good number of archers here. The Zinchnews can do some good work there if they get into range. Spearman, one of them does go down. With the Royal Institute out in the field, you may be able to go for a Royal Bloodlines relatively soon. Does get a good stab there. Gets hits there on these Royal Knights now. Royal Knights are just standing there engaged. Zinchnu's doing a good job focus firing these archers. It's gonna fall back away from the town center. There's a superior military force for the Chinese, just overwhelmed with numbers. Trying to torch down some of this housing now.
举兵止血，
调兵一线，集思攻守，旗帜攻营准备军事，等待命令。听您指挥。
That mill does go down. Do now have the Royal Knights now advancing on forward and trying to hit these housing now. Royal Knights pushing forward. Will potentially find this Zinchnu. Do got this Spark in the Southern region, however. And these forces are getting some good damage there. Fortunately, now the Royal Institute, if he can get it, it could be reasonably good. Zinchnu's do have decent damage versus structures compared to all the other archers, since they have 3 arrows rather than just the 1. Wolf does get some bites there. Another wolf attack as well. Some of these Zinchnu's are getting hit by these archers. Spearman does find a gate there, finds a good stab there, but does lose some of them to these archers. More of these spearmen and archers pushing forward. He does have a scout in this region for spotting. I'm not sure if there's a scout here. No, there's no scout there. He does have a scout on the build queue as well. And now gets a great shot there. Thanks to the vision of the scout, is able to get some great work done. Those are the scout, however, but a good number of these Royal Knights do go down. Villagers advance forward. He's trying to go for a keep here. And without the... Okay, he didn't spot those villagers. He was just making a soft retreat away, but now it does spot the villagers there. And now we do have the upgraded veteran Zinchnu's now. Trying to go for a keep here, but still just going to try to run away. Get some good damage there. Archer soon finds hits there on those spearmen. Now got the Royal Bloodlines as well as more Pierce armor there. There's a nasty choke point there. It can go either way, Bear, but I think the Zinchnu's will provide so much fire support. Gotta keep nothing on field, trying to go for these spearmen to stab these Royal Knights. Zinchnu's are firing away against the archers, but I think it's overkilling a little bit. Spearmen have all gone down, hitting some of these Royal Knights now. The Royal Bloodlines has not really researched, now these guys have a surge of 100 and 310 health at the moment. That's just a wolf biting these villagers. Science Keep does get blood on the field, and I'll start pulling out some infrastructure around it. There is a boar right there, apparently in the forest as well. The Blues now deploy out infrastructure, getting a discount on all these structures, minus 25%. You know how this outpost been pulled out? And Blue's going for more outposts as well, trying to get some good spotting. Putting one in the shrubbery wouldn't hurt. Trying to respawn over there. Does have a threat over here, but mostly just... It would take a bit of time for that palisade gate to go on down. Now the enlistment incentives is being researched as well. Wheelbarrow and Imperial Examinations not being deployed on out. Gets a volley there. And these villagers could be overran as well. He was mostly relying on those walls to keep them safe. No charge attack there. And Spearman will actually potentially save them. He may lose the Imperial official. But he actually didn't lose that many villagers. Got Zunchus to advance forward. There's a handful of crossbow here as well as spearmen.
陆豪准备旗帜弓，旗帜弓已准备继续，等旗帜弓手动起来。
Trying to deal with those road knights that are getting their run around. The spearmen do go down. Crossbow forces falling back. Villagers trying to avoid these road knights.
旗帜弓手动起来。
Lockdown SBs finds great volley on those archers. Spear, all the road knights right there do go down. The road knights over here are still getting their run around. Sacred Site has been captured on up. These road knights still running around. We do now have some creators being put on the field. Most of the stone mine has been expired. Spearmen trying to engage these veteran road knights now. And now Signs covering up that sacred site there. Looks like some of the archers are starting to fall back. These road knights still being a problem. And they will receive some stabs there. And they're getting the run around there, getting interrupted on some of the terrain. Now just one road knight remains. He needs to get the rest of his archer force over here, I would say. Besides now advancing forward, with a lot of villagers trying to claim up all these shorefish. Not a lot of gold on this map. There's two big deposits over here, as well as a couple small deposits in the center. But looks like both sides maybe need to eye for some trade in the future.
旗帜弓已准备继续，等待命令。动起来，防护起来！有人在救我们！
Outposts have now been deployed on Outposts to be able to spot the forces. I go for a line of stone walls over here. This force is breaking down some of Science forces, and this will respawn of this retaliation. These royal knights will not receive a whole lot of damage from these nested bees. There's actually 14 spearmen, 17 crossbows. There's a good force here to engage these royal knights. These forces are going to push on forward. We'll spot the gold being collected. And green does, or sign does back out the region and could start hitting some of these outposts as well. These villagers need to get on out of here now. Binds a volley there on the villagers, getting some good damage onto them. Didn't take any of them out. And there goes that outpost. Spearmen are now fighting against those royal knights. French players approaching enough food to gauge up. Spearman push way forward. Does that line of walls there, going for some stone walls. Maybe a little bit too early for that. He's starting to get overran. Spearman need to turn around and engage. Now the Nested Bees is going to be firing against that mill, trying to find some fires from shots close range. Fires a volley down those archers. Some of these Nested Bees starting to get focused on down. Knights are getting overran, and that is the Great Gatehouse. It's going for his H4 Wonder. Got the keep here as well. Green does hold the line there. That's infrastructure does get cancelled out. Green is catching that up. The monk stays alive. Green's force now advancing on forward. Science force should be able to run the region. The Great Gatehouse is almost complete. It means also complete the rest of these stone walls, but the Nested Beast in this region should be able to hold on to the advance in that region. But we've got these forces advancing forward. Just a lot of archers. And there's the Great Gatehouse. The villagers do get on the high ground to build off these walls. Great damage there onto these royal knights, getting some significant damage on them. And to take out a good number of them as well. Villagers being picked on off. And green is now building out more stone walls, reinforcing the entire line. Green's force is running over by Science Force. That's the bees, among other things, are pushing way forward. SBs maybe will get some great damage there. Got these Royal Knights charging forward, getting some great health regen from the Chivalry. And these villagers being taxed back in the line of Zacharon's time. Finds a deadly volley there, taking out most of those archers. Spearmen now charging forward. Royal Knights trying to overrun the nest of bees. They are surrounded by the crossbowmen. Fires a volley close range. More spearmen pushing before as well. Villagers being plucking stuff on the front line. Side section parade, quote unquote front line. Most of the SBs actually do stay alive. A lot of the Royal Knights have gone down. Spearmen and Palace Guard trying to hunt them down now. Still having trouble maintaining the front line. There's, of course, this broken down gate there. Got some palisade walls there. I heard a trebuchet, but got more keeps being pulled out by Cyan. We got a good infantry force here by the Chinese. Does have a keep here to help close the gap there. Now Yellow's or Science going for a line of stone walls himself. Stone walls being pulled across the front line. There is a gap there. He's pulling some stone walls there. It looks like getting interrupted by berry bushes. Also, the stone could be claimed. Has been mostly been claimed. All the siege weapons can start sieging down these walls. Getting some hits there. Getting some good damage there. Chinese player may want to, does have Imperial Age, may want to eye for some hand cannoneers. He's getting the elite army tactics there. And the health is down to minimal health. Ooh, took a good number of villagers there with the nest of bees. The sign has too many villagers at the moment. Oh. Let's fire a volley of arrows there. Gets good hits down the villagers that are building on up. Spearmen charging on forward as well. Pick up the knights. Gets good hits there. That is the Red Palace. That is the Arbalest in placement there. That is an incredibly powerful defensive placement there. You can throw these villagers from the inside, and now everything here will die in a short while. Because it is an absurdly powerful defensive placement. All the stuff is just falling down to it. Because when it's a garrison, it gets Arbalests, which does 62 damage, range. It even poses a massive threat to even battering rams. And also has an absurd attack speed of 1.5 seconds. And you equip it. Load up with a lot of forces on the inside, and it will annihilate everything. Plus, it puts every keep get a free Arbalest, and every single town center gets a free Arbalest. So right now, the French castles are very, very durable. He's going to need to pull out trebuchets to clear out every single keep, every single town center at this point in time. With his own defensive line of walls there. You can get the extra material research there, and then pull out some cheap palisade or some cheap outposts across the walls there. Get some health regen to help top off all the health. There's great gatehouses here, but it's not going to be pursued. He's not going to avoid that region that's off the side. That can be avoided. Arbalest placement now is close enough to the stone gate and is sieging it down. Yeah, it's in range. Make his way over here. Imperial Palace not being pulled on the field. Which also alert him where villagers are at. He may be eyeing to do that to start sending in Fire Lancer raids. The stone wall gatehouse, or stone wall gate, is about to go down. And now I've got those stone walls now breached. The problem is there's still an Arbalest here. as well as a bit of a French force. He is way too many villagers right now. He has nearly 160. I mean, this is literally probably his entire army right here. Yeah, I think that is his entire army there. Villagers can go down, the stone wall can go down as well. Outpost here will provide some spotting. That does go down as well. Looks like that gate does get cancelled. Good hits there on the clock tower nest of bees. And needs to get the infantry units up high. The Chinese have improved defense fighting capabilities on walls. He should get on top of the walls there. Not only gets some extra range, but also gets some like 20% extra damage. Some of these nests of bees are starting going down. The Springbolt is still in this region, able to pick off these forces. And yet the Bombard is probably going to be next as well. More Palace Guards have been falling on the field. There's been Arbaletiers here to get some extra bonus damage onto these Palace Guards. Right now, the Chinese players just need to focus on hand cannoneers. They all have more range than the Arbaletiers. They have the increased range upgrade. And they don't receive the bonus damage as well. Got some Palace Guards pushing forward, trying to intercept these villagers. Bombard could push on forward and engage the keep. But the Arbalest in place item there can do significant damage to the Bombard. They have the same range, and the Bombard only has 30 pierce armor, so the Arbalest weapon does 63 damage. Or minus 30, so it does 33 damage. This is still a significant amount. Got some more fire lances here, but it looks like they're trying to be queued on forward, because there's a wave of stone walls there. French player still is not deployed out more units. Now it's going for the Elite Royal Knight upgrade. And now starts to siege down the Red Palace now. And these guys are pushing forward and they're getting swatted down. Springbolt is now getting engaged as well. Palace Guard's getting some great damage onto them. Keep has gone down. Can start hitting down Solaris' infrastructure. Stables now receiving a bit of fire there, but this infrastructure is expendable for the Cyan player. Yeah, massive wave of research as well. He's now advancing forward, trying to overrun these forces. Oh, if you got these forces trying to overrun Cyan's force. But there's, of course, these are Royal Knights. There is a bit of trade pulled out by Blue Cyan. Isao has his gold here. Does only have 2,000 gold remaining. For advancing forward, looks like the Red Palace has gone down to that trebuchet. Bringing some melee forces are advancing forward. Bombards clean up this infrastructure now. Engineers still firing away. And it looks like Cyan's now putting a rear line of stone walls in order to protect this trade line. Violence is trying to go straight for the trade once again. Getting some damage there. Getting some of these stables. Violence is charging forward. We got these fire lancers. Engage some Royal Knights. It looks like Green's force here is starting to get overran. Engineers can, of course, be on the high ground. Fire Lancers push way forward, trying to get some damage there. The Elite Royal Knights are very durable. Spring Bolts could be overrun. All this infrastructure down. Looks like the Bombard's hitting down that gate, which goes to nowhere. But could provide a good firing point there for his hand cannoneers. because that would increase their range by 2, giving them 7.5 range hand cannoneers with 20% extra damage, and saying 66% less range damage. It's like yellow or science now going for another keep here. It will provide a good emplacement as well as have an arbalist there. Islands that have been cleaned on up. There's a lot of traders there, maybe a little bit too much. Right now the French player is low on food, he needs more farms. Has some bannermans now people on the field, got a wave of reinforcements, put charge on forward. Bombard may need to fall back as well. Now pushing forward over here, Red House has gone down, needs to start hitting the keep. Zones running out as well. Science backing out the region, does take out some of these battering rams. He does have the boiling boil for damage as well, AoE splash damage. Looks like this force is now going straight for the trade line. And there's a big wave there. This guy's still been going around stabbing stuff. And now it's going to be engaging the Royal Knights now with those horsemen or fire lancers. Got these Palace Guard charging forward. Keeps now under fire from the trebuchet in a safe position there. Reinforcing hand cannon is going to be on the high ground, help protect it. It looks like Green's force is engaging, getting to the back line. And his palisade walls are starting to go on down, that are still apparently there. Actuality, he actually didn't do any damage to that palisade wall. It looks like he's having trouble actually hitting it. Are torches being intercepted by the trees? Weird. Clock tower crossbow now receiving fire from the orbital tiers. Now the gate has been breached. Now this stuff can be overran. The keep here does have, of course, hand cannoneer slits, which does do some good damage for some heavy armor. But while this trade's starting to go down, got the Royal Knights now coming to pursue. But with more stuff he loses, the more military can deploy on out. Got more ways of hand cannoneers being pulled up by Green. Forging down the market could be very handy, but looks like it's not going to get it. Taking out some of these forces there. A large number of armor that do bonus damage to arms. The Palace Guards will be ripped apart. Battering Rams getting some good hits there onto the keep. Looks like the hand cannoneers will win out right there. More villagers pushing forward, trying to torch down some of these extra battering rams. Right now, his military reproducing is quite bad. He doesn't have a lot of food at the moment. He needs more food. He also has a little bit of access to villagers, so losing some villagers is not a huge issue, as long as it's not his food villagers there. And cannoneers trying to start a step away, trying to focus down these elite Royal Knights. I think that's maybe a little bit of overkill. By the way, doesn't pick those ones off. More Scion battering rams being put on the field. Green could pull out some of his own battering rams to help break down to the front line. Market here has been repaired. More Palace Guards turning forward. Green's trying to stabilize there, has a significant army here, and the Royal Knights are just being streamed in one at a time, but still got these battering rams. I'm not sure what that mark was there for. Got villagers now being brought from line. He needs that food. Going off the food like that's not exactly good. He's going to lose his town center, but it's not a big problem. And Palace Guards will take out that last battering ram. He does have a good firing line of hand cannoneers. These Royal Knights now trying to go for the trade line now. The food's just as vulnerable as well. Granted, you may want to pull out some mills and mix the middle of all that stuff for better collection. Because granted, should provide a faster gathering rate nearby, not faster drop-off, or better drop-off. And can you start getting overrun by the Royal Knights now? Trebuchets trying to be beaten by those Royal Knights. Green's hand cannoneers are falling back. Oscar trying to deal with a battering ram. Overkill's on that Royal Knight. These Royal Knights still hitting these villagers. Spearman now trying to come over here trying to stop them. Not cleaning them up. Crossbow advancing on 4. Getting some good damage there. SP is firing away, getting some good damage. This horse is happy to clean up. We got more of these battery rams starting pushing me forward. Battery ram now charging forward, trying to get some more infrastructure kill there. Now he's trying to break through this region. There is a stone gate here, so it won't really be suited all too well. SP's firing the volley there, getting some damage on these battery rams. And these trebuchets are backing on off. The keep is being repaired on up. Got a big wave of spearmen here. He's been a bit long overdue getting the spearmen out. Spearmen are probably a little bit better than using the Arbo Palace Guards, just because they do bonus damage to the Elite Royal Knights and don't receive any bonus damage for there from the Elite Arbo Clears. Gairen's trying to push forward. Spearman gets a hit there. SP still gets some splash damage. And some of these traders may go down. Gairen's still being pushed on forward. Chinese player still needs more food. Got some fire lances here. Gets some great damage there onto these battering rams. Engineers are doing a good job of holding the front line. You can throw some of them on the high ground there to get some bonus damage, or even right here. I suppose that's probably a little bit too close to Arbalest here. Arbalest in placement. Going on the high ground over here will give them a massive damage buff. As well as range. I don't think people use the high ground enough. The range advantage alone could be very handy, but seeing the Chinese have extra damage, 20% extra damage, that is incredibly powerful for the hand cannoneers. Looks like the French player's going to pull out some Magnos. And most of the villagers do clean up the battering rams, but there's still a breach there. Fire Lance is not pushing way forward. He could take out these villagers, but honestly, Cyan has too many villagers. It's actually better to go for the trade. Trying to finish them off now. Very, very good. Got a line of walls here. Both sides are quickly recovering the economy. Battering now trying to make his way forward. The Arbalest in placement will still do some good damage. Hot oil does siege damage as well. Getting some good holes in that tower now. Fire Lancers maybe eyeing to go over here. And now the opening is clear. And now he can rush those Fire Lancers into this region over here. So maybe what he's going to be trying doing. That gate is not really needed there. Does get some Alpha Strikes there with the Fire Lancers. Honestly, maybe a good idea just to bypass the Royal Knights and go straight for the economy line. Looks like the trebuchets are advancing forward, trying to get some hits there on the castle. Or the keep, I should say. Decent damage there. Royal Knight's now trying to push on forward. He's trying to torch down the constructing walls. Counterweight Trebuchet survives with 2 health remaining, and the keep is getting some good damage there onto those horsemen. Not repairing the Red Palace at the moment. We'll be able to breach this region. I don't think there's a way to cross through there, nor here. Now Spearman advancing forward, trying to take on that gatehouse once again. He does have some battering rams to poke some holes here. In order to get up high ground, you either have to use a stone gate, destroyed stone walls, or a gate or a stone tower. But it's there. Oh, close, receiving some fire there. Got the hand cannoneer firing away. There's a large force here. Oh, look at the French villager count there. He killed off half of his villagers to get a larger army. So this is an absurdly large army, which can easily overwhelm his opponent. He has a great volley there in the Arbaletiers, however. If he gets another volley there, he may be able to wipe out a big group of them. Oh, they're all severely wounded now. It's very important. This may be a bit of an all-in for Cyan. Some damage there. SP is firing away. Some of these Royal Knights are starting to go on down. If Green's able to hold the line, he should be able to recover and counterattack since his opponent has sacrificed a significant amount of economy. He still has a good number of traders, has plenty of gold, and has plenty of... Actually, he's lacking a lot of food income right now. Knights advancing forward for Fire Lancers, trying to overrun some of these siege weapons there. Banners pushing forward, hand cannoneers firing away against the batter rams, so take a bit of time to finish them off. Banners pushing way forward. You can see more spearmen here. Finds the volley there. Some of these batter rams trying to go down. Using villagers to take out some of these batter rams is probably a good idea. Cyan has to consume all this gold reserve at the moment, so he's relying on to his trade for that. So a good number of Arbaletiers here, all of them quite wounded, so the banners being cleaned up. So that's a good number of hand cannoneers. He's starting to have trouble remap everything, trying to get some more Fire Lancers out. Royal Knights advancing forward, he needs to hit these Royal Knights over here. The Arbaletiers don't really pose him. There's a lot of siege units still being put on field. He can put a tide of battering rams. He is going to put a tide of battering rams on his opponent. Arkansas has not been upgraded. And cannoneers firing away against these forces. More Fire Lancers being pulled on the field. Still got a keep here as well. And Cannoneers doing a good job holding the front line up here to perhaps finish all the forces barring the battering rams. Cyan's starting to run out of steam, though he has good amount of reinforcements. May need to queue up a whole bunch of Royal Knights. Green's trade line still somewhat safe, but not being threatened. And cannoneers are still here, right there. Got a lot of battering rams here, so pulling off villagers to force them down. Got these forces advancing forward, trying to engage these Royal Knights. Green has lost some villagers now. The villagers are counting quite similar. Green's villagers trying to force down some of these battering rams. Just destroyed 3 of the 6 landmarks. Royal Knights are starting to go on down. Battering still pushing way forward. All these villagers come down. Greenhouse now has less villagers than his opponent. Has a lot less military force as well. He's lost a lot of infrastructure to rebuild this military, and these battering rams are still smashing away. Royal Knights being streamed on in. And still got enough force engagement. He hadn't been able to deal with these battering rams. Royal Knights are starting to go on down, being focused down. More of these lancers pushing way forward. I think Green has lost. There's still a lot of number of battering rams there, and he's trying to lose a lot of these farms. Cyan does have now more villagers opponent. And Cannoneers firing away. It's good damage there. And Green does back out of the game now. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. That was wetlands. We could do this replay. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age of Empires 4 replays. Well, on top left side as the green Holy Roman Empire, we have Zero Ton. On the bottom right side as the pink English, where Louis MT. English versus Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire has a lot of heavy armor items, but mostly it's hack armor, not pierce armor. So Longwomen should do reasonably well. Both sides can deploy out early man-at-arms. So that could be very, very good for either player. Or not good if they're equal. I suppose that's not good for either player, just equal. Of course, later on, the Holy Roman Empire can get man-at-arms to counter his opponent's man-at-arms with a heavy mace research, as well as two-handed weapons, giving some great damage to man-at-arms. As a counterpart, the English man-at-arms can get more armor. The Ironclad research giving both melee and pierce armor. The Holy Roman Empire can also get out research to improve the melee attack of his, or melee armor of his horsemen and his, or not the Aachen Chapel. I think you can't get those upgrades. There is a unique upgrade for the other landmark, giving him +2 armor of his horsemen and his spearmen. We got the council hall being deployed on the field. Aachen Chapel's almost complete.
Ready.
Scout us about all that stuff. Looks like Pink doesn't find any sheep. Green has some sheep right there. It doesn't look like Green has found a lot of sheep whatsoever, because I don't see much sheep here. Oops, I'm trying to click on any sort of sheep. It actually may not be sheep. I think it's already struck out on sheep production or sheep collection. Yeah, I don't see more sheep over here, so I think Pink struck out on sheep. We gotta have some that long bowman being put on field as well. At least just the one. He's lacking food right now. He's almost out of sheep. And Green's going for early horseman because guess what? He's fighting against English. Go for your horseman. Just got that a single longbowman. That was his only. He has another longbowman somewhere. There it is.
Yes.
And got another town center being put on the field. That's got a great volley there with the villagers. Villagers do of course have a decent range attack being English. Finds another volley there as well. Letting the villagers fight. Takes him out with the longbowman. And now the longbowman's going to be taking out all the deer as well. More of these horsemen charging forward. Finds a good volley there. Didn't have feelings on the field. Taking time to fire arrows for the villagers there. Get some good damage onto it. Now start rebuilding it. And now we do have the scout taking out the rest of these deer. I think no longer has an army on the field. And this is the entire army for Green. And it looks like Pink is going to take time to lure boar. Let's take out the boar there as well. Best collect the boar first. Does have a better collection rate. Green does not have a second town center at the moment, and is going straight for the Ragnitz Cathedral. These horsemen will spot this, and right now Green is also going for wheelbarrow. Right now, Aachen Chapel's not actually garrisoned. I think he's been ungarrisoned, trying to go for some relics now. Green does spot this relic there. He may be trying to camp it. And not gonna be horseman does find a volley there, but does get the counterattack. Both of those horsemen go down to all those villagers. This prelate will find a exotic doggo, and now he's trying to claim up as many relics as he can. The scout is here. He's trying to go for this far relic. This relic is being claimed. You now have some nice supply on the field. Relic now going to be bitten a little bit by the wolf. Got a couple longbow there. He's not going for the King's Palace, giving him an extra town center. He will have a significantly larger villager production than his opponent currently. And now he's pulling out a lot of knights. Once he spawns it, he can pull out some spearmen to help counter, and eventually some crossbowmen. The council hall, of course, being useful in pulling out crossbowmen. And that wolf does go down. More relics being claimed. This will get him up to 3 in there, and I hear Nellic relic being claimed by green again. Just remain this relic here. The knights could try camping it. I've got the King's Palace now put on the field. King's Palace does not have any additional garrison space there, and he will go and stab and kill off one of those villagers. They can't stand and fight against these knights. Their bow is 5 damage. You now have these knights now advancing forward, trying to find a good engagement. The boar still being claimed. And seeing some shots there. Doesn't get a... Now it's trying to get out of there, but does get interrupted a little bit. He doesn't have any spearmen for defense. Has a couple crossbowmen. And now these villagers can be overran. These knights have 4 pierce armor. They can withstand a lot of counts under fire. Grenade does 6 damage, which will be reduced down to 2 damage each per bow. Got a large wave and knights now pushing way forward. You got these forces here for defense. And this knight does see a bit of fire there. Now he's going to be greedy and trying to go for this last relic. You have some crossbowmen here as well as some knights, but he's still going to be severely outnumbered. He's also not been able to maintain a great village production at the moment. He's at 60 versus 41, which is good, but the prelate's improved clutch speed is very, very powerful. Things for all knights starting going down. He needs spearmen. Now these royal knights are quite wounded, and now he gets advanced once again. Takes out those knights as well. Still no spear on the field. I think this is the biggest problem right now English has. He's not pulling out any spearmen. And these knights can fall back. He has a lot of prelates for healing. King's Palace does not have any additional defensive damage. It still has regular town center damage. Bear is now being interrupted as well. And these knights will go and hit these villagers once again. He can't be losing these villagers like this. And got these villagers also running around as well. There's too many knights for them to deal with. Crossbowmen do find a volley there, but they're having trouble locking down anything. There's a nice little choke point there. Counter once again getting hit. Does get inside this one as well. These forces are now falling back. Got more knights charging forward. He's falling back these knights just to get some healing, because he has the prelates for it.
Ich bin bereit zu gehorchen.
Fortified outpost there. Could be upgraded via cannon or for spring gold. And the rest of this food has been claimed. Needs to start collecting up some of these berries.
Ritter im Sattel. Marschiert, edelste Ritter.
How's Swabia not being pulled on out?
Unter Beschuss.
And this wolf could actually kill off one of these wooden knights. Not sure. Okay, looks like the wolf has 3 damage. So it won't really do a whole lot, just 1 damage each. King's army's not coming over here to respawn. The second side has been captured up by green now.
Ik wil go een vlokken wood.
Unter Swafir Beschuss. Alle Ritter.
Forces us to see a bit of fire there. Now this knight's trying to advance on forward to engage these forces. There's some palisade walls over here, and the village on the far side is trying to claim as much berry as possible. He's been having trouble having food income at the moment. He's unable to build any sort of defense, and now got Imperial Age for the Holy Roman Empire.
Unsere Sache ist würdig, Ritter. Ritter bereit für Befehlchen. Ritter, vorwärts zur Brust.
Mills being pulled out here, so some housing. There's some walls here. You can of course quickly torch them down. None of them are quite wounded, so perhaps they can be picked on off.
Ritter in gute Ordnungen nun. Marschiert mit Befehle mir.
And he does get stuck there. That's what those villagers there is going to take time to pick them off.
Vorwärts, Ritter.
Let's pick off one of them there. Very good. Let's take out another one as well.
Ritter bereit.
And looks like these guys may actually go down.
Wir Ritter sind
He had an opportunity to torch down the wall quickly, but he did not take it.
meine Waffe stärker. Befehlet mir.
Villagers trying to go for a line of palisade walls there, trying to ghost them in order to get over here, but those lose a large number of these villagers now. And those are going to be focused on down. They're now the second side victory for green. And Pink only has a small advantage with villagers. I say it's small because he has a Ragnade's Cathedral providing a massive reserve of resource income, having all 5 relics in general, as well as the Akin Chapel providing an absurd buff here.
Unsere Sache
It's
ist
nice trying to
würdig.
pursue him. So looks like he's already go for his elite mana arms upgrade.
Vorwärts, Ritter. Ritter, vorwärts zur großen Ehre.
One of them has been decaptured by a knight. Very nice. The rest of these bears are being cleaned on up. The East does not have a lot of wood either. He's just not having any sort of income now, is he?
Deine Befehle werden ausgeführt.
Ich gehorche.
Prelate's now falling on back. That's gonna get a damn shot there. Let's take out the prelate. He's now advancing forward with some villagers. I think he's trying to eye for these berries. He's a bit desperate to claim resources on the field. Nope, he's trying to claim this wood, apparently. He is approaching enough stone for a keep. He may be eyeing for a forward to keep. He does have enough for a keep now. well as some extra mills for better drop-off points. Over here, we have the knight trying to torch down some of the palisade walls. And there's an outpost, not a keep.
Sende mich vor.
Balding Don. Hitlock is good.
Oh, I heard a cannon shot there. We do got a cannon inside this outpost. Yeah, the English player needs a lot more wood. His village account, even though it has 3 town centers, is simply not very high now, is it? He's producing from all of them, but he just lost so many. We got some 4 batteriums now.
For honor, Mr. Arthur Gretus. Certus.
And so charging forward, there is a spring gold emplacement in this, or no emplacement in that tower there. You know it has a relic inside. There is a spring gold emplacement in this one. Now I've got another pair of battery rams here trying to pull out forward to keep. Pink is now trying to make a power play. Green's now trying to go forward to keep there. It has a good amount of man-at-arms right there, but Green is not probably defending against this. With his 2 extra battery rams there, that's be a lot of damage on this region, and he's going to be denying the valuable resources from the Aachen Chapel. Ooh, these villagers get spotted and gets plugged. Some villagers push way forward as well, got the banner rams as well. The keep does act as a forward production structure for the English. And now got these elite man-at-arms here. They do have the heavy mace there to get bonus damage versus the knights. But he does have a good number of crossbow here. That is the castle network as well. Does not have network citadels right now. He's advancing forward, clubbing down some of these forces. There are some defensive crossbowmen here. Green's advancing forward. It's a messy switch for both players. Aiding some of this infrastructure. Green has some sporadic defensive forces here. Crossbowmen primarily. It would improve with the castle networks. It's very good. Doesn't have the citadel network of citadels at the moment. Baron's starting to go on down. Pink's going to be withdrawing his region, guys from this region. At least the knights, the crossbowmen should stay in this region. We got these men-at-arms still doing significant damage there. Green now has more villagers than his opponent. I got melee damage and pierce damage now being researched by Pink. Gets good hits there on these various villagers. Very, very nice. Man-at-arms are going around. They have right now 8 melee armor, or pierce armor. Still a little bit everywhere. Keeps still in this region. He does have a counter with trebuchet. He starts hitting this outpost probably, but I think the outpost is actually hitting that trebuchet, and it was. He should not have withdrawn those crossbow in this region. He needs these crossbow in this region. At least get them inside the keep. That would really help out the keep with extra damage, at least. Going for another trebuchet in the front line. Needs to get it farther away from this keep. It does have 10.8 range tiles. Far more now engaging. Still got these man-at-arms here. Crossbow getting some damage on it. The villagers pitching some chip damage. Okay, some of them are being finished off now. And you got these forces pushing forward. He's going to just push on forward with a melee force. That's why I think keeping the crossbowmen back in this region would have been good. Plus, it takes forever to get them back and forth. And now these knights, that group needs to get rid of that crossbow and start facing forward. The keep does go down. So we got this outpost here from the network of castles. Actually, it does have the network of citadels research. They're shorting forward, but the problem is man-at-arms do bonus damage versus these knights. And they're not elite knights either. The English player is still in Castle Age. Yeah, this game's pretty much over, isn't it? And also Pink does back on the game now. That's Android saying, thank you for watching and on to the next replay. But before I get started with the next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Sorry about that. Let's see, let's find another person now. Because I think I cast a little bit too much of him today. He had a lot of replays, that's for sure. Let's see, I think this one could be it. Nope. Let's see, this person has replays. Hidden. This one's probably it. Yes, it is. Here we go. We got some replays, even some recent. A lot of recent ones. So, let's see now. What do you mean replay? Let's go and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on top left side as the orange French, we have 3DB. Spawn on bottom right side as the blue Abbasid Dynasty, we have WOM01. Abbasid Dynasty. He's going to have to really rely on those camels. Camel Riders are going to be very effective versus Royal Knights. But of course, Camel Riders are Castle Age, right? You can at least still get some Camel Archers to provide a debuff. But right now, the Abbasid Dynasty player will probably likely have to deploy out a lot of spearmen and a lot of what's it called? A lot of and a couple. Can't speak. A lot of spearmen as well as some camel riders just for debuffs. The Royal Knights are going to be very, very problematic early on. Royal Knights early on are always quite strong, and we got the school cavalry deployed over here near the here being collected on up. They're collecting a good amount of gold as well. Royal Knights, first one soon be on the field. Both players have aged on up, and over here we got the military wing. He went for an early military wing there just to help defend himself against those early camels. Not camels, Royal Knights. The first Royal Knight now deployed on the field. We got the one spearman here already wounded by a wolf. Both his forces right there trying to harass these gold miners. If he's harassed the gold miners enough, that'd be really good. Spearman does get a brace there. He's a good damage there. Villagers now coming over here trying to defend. And he is going to deny the gold. Denying the gold like this is very important. The Royal Knights are very expensive. He needs a little bit more gold to get out of the second Royal Knight. Some good hits there. Royal Knights now pushing way forward once again. And over here, okay, that's just scout for scout. Looks like blue scout's winning. Second Royal Knight now on the field. The spearman can't get some good damage onto them. Does find the wolf there, takes out the wolf, and does not get a spear brace there. Takes out one of the Royal Knights here with the extra arrow shots there. Got the scout here, and looks like the spearman will get overwhelmed. Does get an alpha strike there onto the archer as well, trying to interrupt the movement of the archer as well. The hatchet wielding scout. Got another spearman here. And does take out another archer there, and couldn't get any stabs with that spearman. He's going to have to heavily rely on these spearmen now. We do... That's a house there, not an archery range. Right now, patrolling around, we got these villagers collecting up this stone. And now we do also have the double broad axe being pulled on the field. Wolf may get some bites there on the Royal Knight. Does have enough melee armor so only take 1 damage. Wolf bites are 3 damage. And does go to all those walls there, and does get it all torched down. Walls, of course, are 7 each, so they're relatively cheap. Initially cost 21 wood, each additional section costs, but that was maybe like, not even 50 wood, maybe around 30, 40 wood. Knight's trying to avoid these spearmen. If you really wanted to, you could perhaps go highly aggressive in collecting stone in order to get up the stone walls going. Does spot the town center right there. Does spot the boar as well. Trying to stab some of these guys. Of course, the scout's not going to do much. Wolf is getting some damage on in, and the boar has been killed. He is starting to hit that weakened villager there. And now this blue scout may just want to run away. May get overran. Got some spearmen here. Currently, there's 3 Royal Knights deployed on the field. And does get some hits there. Of course, with that town center now built out, you can't really harass them. Does get an attack there. Scout's still running around. In actuality, it's going to be great for blue. This last archer still alive as well. Spearmen trying to hunt down these forces. But it looks like they will escape out to the town center. A lot of sheep there. I'll say he didn't touch the sheep one bit. He went immediately for the deer, didn't he? Got these Royal Knights pushing way forward. We got a good number of spearmen in this region. All depends on whether or not you can actually find them. Let's go across town center here. It's still pretty far built, so he has to be very aggressive in defense. There's a scout here for spotting. Does have a couple of defensive spearmen here. Now trying to pick off this spearman. Does get some slice there, but took a bit more damage in return. And we do got this horseman getting some damage there. There's a horseman and scout, actually. Town centers do not provide vision to the shrubbery, so you will still need to pull out outposts here if you want to get some good spotting. Starting to chop down some of these trees. Also has a town center over here as well, so it's gone for triple town centers, aiming for a heavy eco. Nice now pushing forward. No scout here. The scout's way far forward. Try and pull out some more walls. And horsemen are going to be finding these villagers. The scout's still quite wounded. Does see some arrow fire there. Knights pushing way forward. Trying to go for some walls here. Maybe he's eyeing for some trade. Scout does spot this. And now he's trying to go for his palisade wall now. And let's go and set this right under the location where he needs to get up his rest of his walls. Villagers here will get overwhelmed. Blue does have less villagers than his opponent. And these villagers will be killed on off. He has extra town center, so he will eventually recover. But still, losing these villages like this is not good.
سأفعل ذلك. أيها الرماحون سيروا.
These horsemen are now trying to back out through this little opening there. He can fast torch down the palisade gate. Over here, these horsemen are now advancing on forward. But hasn't really been able to get some good hits there. We knock out the economic ring being researched by the Abbasid Dynasty player. The French player does have enough gold for aging up, just needs a lot more food. There's no scout in this region, while the orange scout here will spot those spearmen. Got a big line of walls been ployed on out, or has been ployed on out. And looks like spearmen do find actual engagement there. There's also boar here as well, and he does throw a quick arrow there onto that boar. Horsemen pushing forward. There's a good number of archers here, so the horsemen can get some great damage onto them. Economic wing is almost complete. Two technology you have access to is Fertile Crescent, reducing the cost of economic buildings by 25 and houses by 25%. Nothing too really significant. As well as Agricultural, increasing, giving villagers 15% more faster farming speed. Which I think each one, the food one, does, yeah, basically another layer of food research. Goodissair does take out the scout, which does deny the spotting, and now these knights are completely blind. Horseman charging forward will find his opponent's royal knights in the mix, and does get quickly overwhelmed by all these archers. Economic wing's almost complete. Spearmen do not find an angle there. Got these spearmen here, and we will get some good damage there onto these knights. Let's get inside the town center as well. Finish off on the knights of the town center, and does take out a villager there, but does lose all those knights. We still got the sniffing force here. Gonna try to torch it down. There's a lot of archers there. Gonna go off on some mana arms now. You know how the chivalry research right now, giving some extra health regen for his royal knights. Now, now he's trying to go for the Mangonel. Hold. And maybe a little bit too late for that. Does cancel it right there. There's a good try. It'll be a good item to help really support him. Need some guys in town center right now. And getting some guys in town center now. And now get some fights there against the spearmen right there. It's a little bit messy fight now. Some of these villagers will be going down. Got some man arms here as well, trying to engage these royal knights. The spearmen needs to start hitting these royal knights as soon as possible. Town center's not really hitting, I think, the proper targets. Yeah, right now town centers are hitting the royal knights, not hitting the archers. Got man arms now trying to engage the archers at close range. A large number of villagers have gone down to the spearmen, and that's the problem as well. If the town center could stop targeting the royal knights, that would actually be really good for him. Of course, town center is very hard to micro like that. Do not got Pierce hack armor being researched by the French player. He does also have Pierce armor as well. Maybe now's a good time to try to pull out Mangonel. Yep, that's time. He's pulling out the Mangonel now. I do not have the Machinel now deployed on the field, which will be useful for these archers. All depends if they can protect it from the Royal Knights. I pull some more walls over here. Orange has a butcher there, chopping up some wood. Okay. Finds a volley down some of the spearmen. Some blue spearmen started going down, trying to break through over here. Trying to crack the harder outer shell to get the nice juicy center. No spearman here for blue, or not spearman, scout. Finds a volley there, rolls a miss. Just berries right now, so perhaps that is a good distraction from blue. Fertile Crescent not being researched. Oh, and the improved spear attack range is very important. It makes your spear brace much, much better. Village count is very similar, even though blue does have the extra town center. He's just lost a lot of villagers. Now the French player's got his castle age up. Immediately going for the veteran Royal Knight upgrade. And also going for counter saddles as well. Still just the one Mangonel. And there's the improved spear brace. Composite bows not being researched as well. An outpost there is very important to help spot this region. Needs to get off there. Needs that outpost up as soon as possible. The veteran Royal Knight research has been deployed out, and the one he's went for is the Research Institute, so now it's going for Royal Bloodlines, giving him really, really durable elite cavalry. I don't even know what the other... I can't even think of what the other Age 3 French one is. Trying to break through this region there with a single villager. Now it's playing out some more walls there. Now trying to bust on through. He's going to get a good flank there. The villagers may just want to abandon the region. It's relatively safe to abandon this side. And we'll find in, and we'll find pretty much nothing. And now we've got blues now closing on in. Mangonel does not get close enough in there. A lot of blues, orange archers starting to go on down. Oh yeah, the other landmark French has the guild hall. That's got the Mangonel there. Spearman engaging at close range. But right now, the extra health mode doesn't have that just yet. Spearman is getting ripped apart by these archers. Royal Knights will win out, looks like. Doing a good job of splitting up this damage on this Royal Knights there in order for Chevrolet to get some health regen. And a large number of them are wounded, but they can regen. Give them a very, very long time. Got some defensive spearmen here as well as archers. Outposts here will spot everything. He's going to quickly torch it down. And these villagers are abandoning the region. He does have a slight villager advantage right now, so losing these villagers is going to be a bit of a problem. Large number of villagers here. These all need to get on out of there. Blue's archers doing a good job focusing down on Orange's archers. Spearmen are in the mix as well. The village count's now 105 to 105. Outpost is still alive. Not been set ablaze just yet. Archers find some hits there. Get some shots there. Spearmen now pushing way forward. Got network of castles, or not network castles, investment incentives not being deployed on out. Don't see a keep out on the field just yet. So he could pull out for the keep. Got some arbiteers being deployed on out as well. Getting some great health regen right there. Of course, I think the health regen will end when he starts attacking that outpost. It did. Horseman does, or Scout does go down as well. Blue has a good number of archers here. Has a composite bow. You can see they are upgraded that. Getting some improved reduced reload rate there. Does get some spear brace there, but overall does get Alpha Strike as well. Overall, Blue's front line starting to disintegrate. Needs more spearmen. Does have a camel there. Had a camel rider. More camel riders wouldn't be half bad. They do not have inherent pierce armor, so they are so vulnerable to archer fire. Archers could start firing away, trying to start getting some long-range damage on in. They do have right now 8 attack. The Royal Knights do have 6 pierce armor there, so they do 2 damage per arrow against the Royal Knights. And the improved health of 310, that is very hard to defeat them. Blue's not going for defensive keep there. He's losing a large number of villagers there. Royal Knights charging forward, overrunning these archers. I think it's going to be game for Blue. Keep does go down as well. As until Village trying to build them up. Trying to go for another keep over here. But it's going to leave them vulnerable to these knights once again. Find another keep over here. He has a lot of stone stored up. He has probably got too much stone. Do not have actually a good wave of camel riders here. Can reduce the max damage of these horsemen. Got some spear braces there as well. Needed those camels a long time ago. Blue's now down to 82 villagers. Got more knights pushing forward. And these villagers are unable to complete that castle or keep. And now all these forces being pursued. Royal Knights now falling back. So these Royal Knights here trying to be engaged by these spearmen. Do got the defensive keep now pulled out on the field as well. These Royal Knights do get cleaned on up. At this point, it's being captured up by a monk. Wolf does not stop the capture. Afterwards, now seeing some fire. We do got a forward siege workshop, maybe behind some battering rams in the near future. These forces starting to push way forward. Trying to go for Mangonel, but he's fighting against Royal Knights. Don't actually need them against the archers and arbalets. Archers pose a bigger threat than arbalets right now. Arbaletiers. Does get some damage there onto those knights. Mangonel does get complete. Lines up shot there. And it's a large miss. Finds a good hit there on those archers, however. Lance is getting some damage there onto these villagers now. And now we've got a forward orange keep here. Vying for the influence. Trying to go for defensive blue keep here. This battering ram will go down. The House Wizard has a lot of extra health there. Let's get some spear braces there. Mangonel needs to get some shots there. Can do some damage to the Royal Knights. Misses there on the archers. A lot of... Wait. All the blue villagers are here. That had him must have misclicked there. There's too many blue villagers here. Getting some damage there. Taking that battering ram. He's trying to go for... as it's all in. I think he's desperate at this point in time. I'm not sure why there's so many blue villagers right here. Bowman getting some good hits there, trying to go for a keep. Villagers, Blues, orange villagers now playing out this forward keep. We'll see if a Mangonel hit there, get some great damage onto them. Finds another good hit there. Keep would like to go up, however. There's Blues villagers trying to clean up that wood. And now the Springald there. The Springald does go down, but the Maginot does go down as well. I thought I heard some palings there, but that's neither player's English. Oh, it may have been the passive ability from the Arbaletiers. Keeps not been deployed on the field. Both keeps proudly in range of each other. To get the Springald placement not going on up. Blue's trying to play another keep here. Got an orange keep here as well. Make it inside the keep as soon as possible. Nope, the villager's going to get overran mostly as well. And these villagers are going to try to escape off through this gate here. Large number of them going on down. Keep is firing away, getting as much damage as possible.
Summers on ordnance. Chevalier! Corazon, Chevalier!
Keeps going to get some good damage all across the line. Spearmen and composite bowmen advancing on forward. These villagers are trying to... They do build up the palisade wall. They're trapping these rural knights. Now they're going to try to torch down the region. Orange still has a force here.
Corazon, Chevalier.
Now I got a Springald placement there. Now trying to pull out some stuff around the keep. These Batarams pushing way forward, trying to get some good hits there onto the keep. And it looks like those knights have gone down. Those forces now being eyeing to defend his keep over here. They got these forces advancing forward. Get some smacks on his keep. He's going to repair it up now. Those villagers charging forward, trying to get some torches here, but looks like most of it going on down. Let's get some spear braces there. Archers now falling on back. The keep will go down. As Polygon just fires some arrows across the side, the Arbaletiers can, of course, use the passive to get some good damage resistance. 5 ranged armor, 5 pierce armor, and that will basically nullify the damage for the veteran archers. Do right now 9 damage. The veteran Arbaletiers have 2 pierce armor, so that'll put them up to 7 pierce armor. They also have a good melee pack armor, as well as they can get the research form faster firing rate as well. So we got the passive deploy on the field, getting a good firing point there for the Arbaletiers. They are getting focused down, however. Knights now trying to torch down the House of Wisdom. That's Maginot here. There's also Batarams. A lot of Batarams here. If the Batarams take out the House of Wisdom and the Council, that would be game over. Spearmen trying to engage these Royal Knights that they're trying to dance around. Up here, got these archers advancing forward, and well, we've got an orange keep here. Archers engage the crossbow of the Arbaletiers. Batarams getting some great damage there, and blue does back of the game now. This is Antigrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I want to check on one thing. There we go. Let's see if there's any other replays. 27-minute replay here. We can probably cast this one. What are we going to check? Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the orange Chinese, we have 3DB. Spawn on the top right side as the blue Rus, we have 101. Of course, with a Rus player out on the field, let's switch out of this vision. Let's go to the Rus player and see the bounties as he starts collecting on up. Of course, Rus has an excellent economy throughout the entire game, though has Chinese side does have some effects with the Imperial official as well. The higher trade bounty that blue can get, the more food generation gets, because it gets, if he gets up to tier 2, it gets 10% food in gathering rate, including from deer, which can be very, very powerful indeed. Looks like blue does find some of these, oh wait, never mind. Blue does find these, deer over here. The boar, of course, can be claimed by either side. Deer over here has been claimed. Orange is trying to find some stuff. Deer's dead here and here. Deer's dead over here. Right now, blue's at 185. He needs to find some of these wolves. Of course, he can always kill off a boar and get up to tier 2 that way. Sorry, hit my microphone. And it looks like the deer over here has been collected. Wait, what is that even right there? Oh, sheep. Of course, we do have the Kremlin now being deployed out on the field. And that wolf does go down. And with this wolf, he will now be at tier 2. So now he has good food collection, more food collection right there, as well as some free gold. He put a hunting camp there. Gives him 45 gold per minute, which is equivalent to 1 villager. Government's being put on the field, Imperial Academy as well. Wolf gains some damage there, does go down now. And now we got the age up for blue, trying to get off the stable. Bardigan's Son being pulled out over here to protect this gold deposit. And Militia's advance forward. Blue Scout's trying to engage Orange's Scout. Bardigan's Son's almost deployed on outfield. He wants to make sure this gold is nice and secure. Scout over here still scouting. Militia charging forward, trying to get some damage on in. Bardigan's Son does not get a shot off there, but with the Town Center in the Bardigan's Son, there will be a lot of big holes being hit into those militia. Scouts now falling on back. Over here, we do have the mill as another hunting cabin, giving him some good gold generation. He's actually looks like he's completely absconding any gold miners there, just using his passive gold generation, which he does have a good amount of it, that's for sure. Militia now charging forward, trying to stab some of these forces. Is pulling out barracks now. And Cannoneers is... Oh, and they expired. Early night here, as well as a horseman. Orange need to pull out some spearmen, of course. If you're fighting against Rus, the chance of fighting early nights are very, very likely. Looks like the Rus player is not collecting a lot of stone there, trying to get out his town center. Africa, of course, costs 400, 350, basically 750 resources. Scouts over here. We do got these two early knights now being pulled on the field. Horsemen still trying to get some work done, and now have the town center being pulled on out, trying to claim the deer deposit. Knights are advancing forward. We've got a handful of defensive horse spearmen here, as well as a scout to spot for them. More spearmen being pulled on out. Very nice. Horsemen still being a bit of a problem. You now got the survival techniques now being researched to get some faster collection onto the deer. as well as boar in the future. Horseman, Elite Knights does going to take out the Imperial Official there, which does reduce the collection rate from that lumber camp. Good hits there from the Cannoneer slit there. Spearman finding some stabs. This scout does go down. These spearmen coming over here. And does get charge attack there. Couldn't do the spear brace. If you look over here as well, look at how this organizes force over here. So Poison High Trade House over here could maximize the income from it, if he so chooses to go for High Trade House. You have now a town center being pulled out over here. There's a boar in the region. Maybe you should kill off the boar first. Early Knights now starting to advance on forward. There's going to be 3 town centers for the Roost player.
Идти надобно помалу. Что есть трудного? Уразумел. Брань будет. Напрежь войне.
Does see some shots there from Bardic in the Sun. Scouts falling back. May get stabbed. And there's the boar now being claimed. The boar does go down now. Give him some great food generation there. And these extra villagers will be claiming up that gold as well. Good shots there onto the scout. Of course, the scout does have health regen. And looks like both sides are designing the ego on up. We do got this scout pushing way forward. Got a single archer here. And that's the only archer right now. The scout, of course, does not have a whole lot of damage to engage that archer. Got some fortified palisade walls being pulled on a field. Does get forced out of there. Knights and the archer trying to pursue this scout to the ends of the earth. Now, do got a big wave of spearmen here. Looks like he will get the wall off in time. And he could push on forward into the town center here. But of course, there's both the town center and the Kremlin. High Trade House now being deployed out on the field. Which will, of course, give some good gold generation. Plus, there's a lot of random trees in this region. Also get some extra gold generation. Got a big wave of Spearman and Zunch News not being deployed on out. No Castle Age. He's pretty far from the gold and the food generation for it. That's not the town center here, but does buy some good fire support, forcing out these forces. This player has a very, very minimalist army. 6, going for some more crossbowmen now. He doesn't need crossbow in this early game. It's probably not a good idea. There's an 18 heavy unit, and they're not fighting against heavy. Town center could be remain garrison there to get some good damage on it, but it looks like he doesn't want to fight it out. A couple archers paints forward, maybe pick off some of these forces. This news trying to interfere with these archers now. Got a big wave of militia now charging on forward. Now got 20 Zinch News going to be deployed out on the field. Looks like charging forward. Get some damage there. Archers starting to fall back. Got some crossbowmen here as well. The crossbowmen are just a poor choice at this point in time. We do now got a warrior monk. He's eyeing to collect up some relics. Got a number of archers here. Archers could pass against inside the Kremlin. The Kremlin does have inherently higher arrow damage, which will help get some good holes in these forces. Towns that are still here. He does have 18 villagers there. He could perhaps put a wooden fortress here to help provide some good arrow support. In fact, the upgrade of Arrow Slit with the extra arrow damage can make it really powerful. Warrior Monk now trying to claim up some of these relics. He's going to have to skirt on by there quickly. Early Knights now charging forward. There is not an opening there. He will be rerouted around. We'll see some hand cannon slits there. And does hit the wounded knight. See some more hits there. May receive another shot. Nope, does not. Imperial official will go on down once again. Now be start hitting these other villagers there. Nope's going for this other Imperial official. This also forced back Orange's entire army, which is great for blue. Spearman now trying to deal with these forces. Over here, we got the Hardened Spearman and the Scout trying to torch down the fortified palisade gate. And these are orange walls there, but it's not fully complete. Early Knight does not stop the villagers there. He needs to stand over there. He's trying to dose the rest of the stuff. Does manage to get that one there. Does get a charge check there. There's a wounded palisade wall there. He can pass throw some torches there. Looks like he's just going to run away the long way. These early Knights will go ahead and go on down, or I think they're Knights, full Knights now. That palisade wall there could be destroyed first, and he's going to just lose these guys. A little bit indecisive there. Archer Crossman trying to stop those guys. We do now have a siege workshop being put on the field. And trying to claim this relic as well.
Построено крепко есть.
We got a good number of archers and crossbowmen here, as well as a handful of man-at-arms. More man-at-arms will probably be important. Cinch News, of course, very effective versus the light units. Now Blue's trying to break through this region there to allow him to pull out some palisade walls. Got a large number of man-at-arms not being put on the field. Looks like they're just trying to engage the opponent with man-at-arms. A good idea for this spearmen, and they're resilient enough to engage those Zinch News. Right now, we got Pierce Armor being researched by Blue. We do got Pierce Attack ×2 for the Zinch News. But right now, they're doing 7 damage. He needs to get up to 6 Pierce Armor there, so he needs this next set of Pierce Armor as well. Right now, the Zinch News will do some decent damage versus these man-at-arms. One unfortunately not being deployed on out. And now got a Clock Tower and SCBs, which will be very effective versus his opponent's composition. Wooden Fortress not being deployed on the field. It's going to be a little bit too late. Man-at-arms receive massive amounts of fire there. Trying to go for another Wooden Fortress there. And SCBs does find a good volley there. Take out some Warrior Monk there. Couldn't get the aura benefits there. And now we've got all these Venom Archers getting some good damage on in. And does have a Spring Gold here. Gets directly there on the Clock Tower Nest of Bees. Does take out the Clock Tower Nest of Bees or the Spring Gold. And as these forces are being cleaned on up, we've got some more melee attack, hack attack for the Roost player now. Another Nest of Bees here. Spring Gold does not get shot off onto it. And arms are going to collapse on top of it. Doesn't get a shot out there with the Spring Gold. Nest of Bees does fire volley there. Gets a great hit there on those forces. And the Spring Golds are not pushing forward to engage that Nest of Bees. clock tower and SB trying to engage these forces. Let's get some damage there, trying to make it counterattack. Got a good number. We got a handful of crossbowmen now being put on field. Yellow's trying to eye, or Orange trying to claim this gold. But while these villagers are now under siege, Orange has had less villagers than the opponent. This outpost is interrupted. The blue wooden fortress is not built up either. Warrior Monk does charge forward, but does not get a hit there. Do not got a counterweight trebuchet deployed on the field. We've got 3 spring golds here as well as a nest of bees. We've got 5 spring golds there. That's quite a bit. Trebuchet finds. I don't think he found a hit. We got now this outpost being pulled on the field. As long as that region, he's able to spot partial shrubbery. Not going for a spring gold placement himself. He's trying to use this to engage those opponent's spring golds. He may want to go for. Nope. The trebuchet needs to start hitting that. I was going to say he could go for the fortified tower. Excuse me, fortified tower, but it's going to quickly go on down. Get some good hits there. Finds some shots there on the wooden fortress. This wooden fortress is not upgraded. Increase also going for all these research won't be half bad. Trebuchet is still here. Blue's now trying for a forward keep. Orange has a trebuchet now firing away. Getting some hits there on the wooden fortress. And now Blue's eyeing for the high armory. These villagers, there's not a whole lot of them there, so they can be quickly picked on off. This looks like 5 villagers remaining. Blue's eyeing for counterattack. A lot of spring golds going down, but looks like Blue still has 4. Looks like Orange has 3. A lot of these are clock tower spring golds. This does a significant ground army here. Got Orange keep here as well. And now the trebuchet's getting some shots there onto the keep. Got this force advancing forward, getting some good damage there. A little bit overkill looks like. And the keep's receiving hits there before it gets built up. Now we've got the Imperial Age. That keep will immediately need repairs. Keep's already down half health. The Orange keeps seeing some fire there. And looks like he's going to abandon that keep. Both keeps are getting quite hit. The Orange keep could receive some repairs and some villagers nearby. Now I've got the Bandit Arms getting Spring Golds increased range. Rolling Shutters also increasing the range of Spring Golds. As well as now the Elite Archer, as well as the Elite Mana Arms research. I got 2 trebuchets here. Does take out Blue's Keep. Orange, Blue's trebuchet still there. Spring Gold does receive good hits there, and does receive some counterattacks now. Rolling Oil is not being researched. Wooden Fortress starting to go on down. Takes out one of the trebuchets now. Both trebuchets are now down. Blue does lose one of the Spring Golds. This is a fortified tower as well. does have the spring gold weapon as well. This one's being upgraded with the boiling oil. And it looks like Orange is now eyeing for a line of stone walls here, but it's not a complete stone wall. And we do now have the Spirit Way now being deployed now. It's going for his Imperial Age. Spirit Way does allow him access to Hit Dynasty technologies. Bombard's not hitting the keep. And now also got the Great Wall Gatehouse, which will help lock down that flank. But right now it's Bones heading towards the middle, and likely will send attacks over this side as well. Speaking of attacks on this side, we got some forces here. Trying to pull out some outposts as well. He could go for the extra materials there to help him get some outposts to repair up these walls as it starts to sustain damage. They may be doing that soon. The keep, however, does go down. Got a line of palisade walls trying to be pulled up by blue. Let's fire into volley there. Couple of forces do go down. Necessities are starting going down. We got the men at arms pushing way forward. Elite men at arms. You actually don't really see that much by the Roos. Now got a forward keep now being pulled out by blue. He does have Nest of Bees here to help hit those villagers. A lot of these villagers are actually quite wounded. And starting to pack down some of them. That keep needs to be cancelled. It's about already the villagers are unable to complete it. Also, the villagers going back on in, but we're seeing Zinch new fire. Bombard firing away as well. Got some Schultz now put on the field. And Blue's now eyeing for a forward mining camp. I think all of Blue's villagers have gone down. If I believe they all have gone down. If I would have stuck like that, yeah. Cannoneers not being blown up by Orange. It's also going to get extra range in Cannoneers, but they're not being researched for that. We also knock out the Wandering Town, giving a health regenerating extra health battering ram. Man arms pushing way forward, getting some great damage on the end. They have 8 Pierce on the moment. The Zinch News, that's a crossbows. Zinch News currently has 7 packs, so they need a lot more damage before they do extra damage. And now he's a broken front line. He needs more hand cannoneers and crossbow to engage his force. Over here we do have a single battering ram. That's a spring golds here. And now these forces are advancing forward. Orange's front line has broken. It's not rebuilding quick enough. It's actually lacking gold as well. This is going to be iron. He's starting for trade, and there's plenty of gold he can claim, like this one here. Board infrastructure starting going down. Blue's keeper will be rebuilt. I guess he really should have built the gatehouse over here. Blue's starting to break through the front line. Orange has no military at the moment. He's trying to build more palace guards there, but I don't think he has enough barracks for it. He's trying to blow out more hand cannoneers, and Orange is back of the game now. That's Adam Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So, I'm getting pretty tired right now, so I'm probably going to call it a night. So, everyone, thank you for watching, have a good night, and get some good